sector. So, first of all, let me take the opportunity to introduce our speaker of the hour. He is none other than Professor K. Prathapan, Honorable Vice Chancellor, DY Patil Agriculture and Technical University, Talsande. We have our guest on dais. So let me briefly introduce our guest speaker, and then let us enter into the session. Professor Dr. K. Prathapan, a person with more than 4 decades of experience in research, teaching, administration, and management within India and abroad. Sir has graduated and postgraduated from TNAU and doctorate from Kerala Agriculture University with fellowship of ICAR, JRF, and SRF, postgraduate diploma in business administration from Pondicherry Central University. And Sir has served as a visiting faculty examiner for PG and PhD scholars at TNAU, MG University, Manage, and GKVK. Sir has got international exposure in Taiwan Agricultural Research Institute, TARI, Taiwan, and also France and Netherlands, Germany, etc. Sir has served as peer reviewer for national and international scientific journals and also participated in more than 50 conferences and presented papers. Professor Prathapan Sir has served as principal investigator of ICAR, Government of India and Government of Kerala, DST, NABARD, Ayush, PMKSY, PKVY, etc. And Sir has also served as advisory board member of Endosulfan Group meeting of Government of India, representing Government of Kerala, and also served as a horticulture consultant in the Kingdom of Bahrain and awarded as the best agriculture consultant by HE King of Bahrain, Sheikh Ahmed bin Isa Al Khalifa. Sir is currently serving as National Scientific Panel member of FSSAI, FDA, Ayush, Ministry of Health and Welfare, Government of India, Board of Management member of DYP Education Society, deemed to be university. Bestowed with many state and national awards as scientist, administrator, best teacher, reviewer, excellence award, etc. Sir has guided 20 MSc and 10 PhD scholars and served as advisory member for more than 20 research scholars and also published more than 100 research papers. Professor Prathapan Sir has handled more than 750 crores of research and development projects in the state of Kerala on agriculture, horticulture, minor irrigation, and fishery industries. And today, it is our privilege to have Professor Dr. K. Prathapan Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, on our dais. Without any further delay, I extend my warm welcome to Professor K. Prathapan Sir and to give his insightful talk to all our attendees. Sir, over to you.
Thank you and good evening to all. And special thanks to Dr. Sandeep Sarma for an exemplary and elaborative introductory remark about me. I'm very happy to interact with my fellow participants on Agritech 2050, a next generation training for agripreneurship and innovative horizon, which is already started from 5th of May up till 20th of May. It is going to happen under the aegis of Just Agriculture Education Group, AWFWS Punjab, and SKL TSHU, Telangana State Horticulture University, Sri Konda Lakshman. And it is a great honor for me, being an agronomist by qualification, experienced by an agronomy professor with Kerala Agriculture University, and of course, as narrated, handled over 750 crore rupees of development, research, and extension projects. Why I said development, research, and extension in the reverse order is that I served as a National Horticulture Mission Director and the longest served mission director in the country of over 9+ years, wherein I handled horticulture development along with NHM, then NHM, and present MIDH, Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, which is happening in all over the states in the country. as well National Mission on Medicinal Plants. Then, I headed various institutions like Director of Agriculture, Government of Kerala, Project Planning and Monitoring Cell, then MDs of various corporations and all. With all these means, with all this vast experience, I would rather say that I'm very happy to serve as a scientist as well as an administrator in agricultural sciences, wherein our country is one of the leading agriculturally sound nation, which is marching towards Vikshit Bharat by 2047. And, lot of concerns are there. Lot of developments have already taken place thanks to the ICAR, CSIR, and other research institutes working on the development of agriculture and allied sector in the country, making the return per rupee invested. 1 rupee invested in agriculture research is contributed around 13.5. That is the latest information which I got. And, along with the conventional agriculture, which is happening all over the country, certain ray of hope are seen on the advances in agriculture, exploring the latest technologies and advancements. In that aspect, I would like to throw some light on various items or topics. See, we are into the era of precision farming as well as high-tech farming. And when we think about high-tech farming, wherein we are using the natural resources precisely or the agri inputs precisely for the production system. The main concept of precision farming is precisely using all the inputs, light, soil, water, nutrients, space, time, everything. Both spatial and temporal adjustment is also there. And various technologies in the latest developments in agriculture is on soil and water sensors, weather tracking, satellite imagery, pervasive automation, RFID technology, drone technology, IoT in agriculture, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, blockchain, polyhouse cultivation of ester years as well as the current year, or rather controlled atmospheric system, controlled atmosphere cultivation, organic farming, and then comes the value addition part, which is a very important point where we are lacking very much when compared to the other developed nations as well as developing nations. Then comes the advances in storage. That is also a very important thing. As the production increases, we have to store our materials in a safer way, increasing shelf life, then of course hydroponics and aquaponics. So these are the recent developments which took place in the arena of agricultural allied sector, wherein it starts from the soil because soil is the base of all, and soil and water sensors are used for sensing the moisture content as well as the nutrient which are going to be supplied to the plants. So moisture content in the soil is very important. Then which helps in increasing yield, precise using the latest technologies like drip irrigation or smart farm irrigation system, saves water, saving energy cost, saving fertilizer cost, and increasing profitability through increased production and productivity. Here in this picture, the cosmic ray from the outer surface or outer space over the crop surface, attracted by the hydrogen atoms in the water, in the soil moisture, and which is absorbed into the plant system, tends to produce more and more. The productivity enhancement is happening. And weather tracking, it is very important because we are in the era of climate resilient agriculture. We are talking about climate change and the weather change which is happening and the climate resilient agriculture era. So we should think of the weather tracking as well as the climate change. The climate change is contributing quite a lot. Even the shifting in cropping pattern, shifting in the parameters prevails in the country. Not only here in India, climate change is a common phenomenon all over the world. And based on that, the Sustainable Development Goals were formulated by UNDP, and a lot of research as well as a lot of extension activities are happening in the climate change or climate resilient agriculture area. And weather tracking is a very important thing, thanks to IMD as well as our weather forecasting system. Not like yesterday years that it may rain or may not rain, but it is precisely told now that it will rain today. I'm very happy that it rained in Kolhapur in Maharashtra today. So weather tracking is precise now. So precise weather tracking is also very important as far as the agriculture production system is concerned. And of course, the automation, which is the use of robotics as well as mechatronics also involved in the production system of the current agriculture, especially in the polyhouse cultivation and all, the controlled atmospheric cultivation, the automation as well as the robotics and mechatronics are playing a major role. Of course, the satellite imageries are also helping as a bird's eye view imagery, 5-meter pixel and even greater pixels are now available. So with that, the nutrient deficiency, pestilence disease incidents, drought, flood, all these kinds of imageries can be taken from the satellite imaging, and which is also helping like this, in pedestal mapping, various colors are observed and it is extrapolated into the various situations. As I said, pest and disease incidents, nutritional disorder, micronutrient deficiency, drought, excess water or flood. So these are all helping to make our agriculture system a pervasive automated system. Most farming equipments are already using, ISO bus standards as well as the farming on a real basis. It is happening with all, even the pivot irrigation system in larger areas of mustard as well as larger area of wheat cultivation, basmati rice area were also being used now. This is about the pivot irrigation system as well as nutrient application system. Radio frequency ID technologies are also, these sensors provide information associated with farming, yield prediction, as well as scan with our smartphone about the soil, farmer, variety, longevity, latitude. Is something kind of traceability. For example, I'm sitting in Maharashtra. The grapes grown in Nasik area, which is now with the traceability as well as labeled with a barcode, the consumer sitting in France can scan and identify from which part of the world this grape is cultivated and which by whom, the farmer's name and the variety and the longitude and latitude it is cultivated, whether good agricultural practices are followed or not, PP chemicals are used or not, organic farming or any other kind of regenerative agriculture form is used or not. So those kind of information can be obtained by a scanning of QR code. That is about traceability. So those things are already in practice now. Even this will help in marketing their produces to and have loyal consumers, which is also helping this system, this development or the technology, RFID technology is helping the farmers as well as the consumers. Both are in the win-win situation and can fetch a good price for their produces. Nasik grape net as well as Nagpur orange net are now very commonly used by the farmer groups. So in other crops also it is coming up. And we are in the era of drones. Now, the drones have come up in all walks of our life and in agriculture too, especially for effective utilization of pesticide, fungicide, or insecticide, or micronutrients in a very judicious way, spot application where it is exactly required, drones can be used. Thereby, the labor saving can be obtained, input wastage can be reduced, and efficiency can be improved. Production and productivity can be enhanced. So drones are now used in various operations or interventions of agriculture. The labor saving part, I can quote an example of my own incidents. In my university, we have about 200 acres of coconut plantation. It's a coconut-based farming system, wherein spiraling whitefly attack was very severe during the winter after the months after the winter period. So we use drones for spraying organic, neem-based pesticides very precisely and very effectively, and it is very cost-effective also. We could cover those areas within a week time of 200 acres. So it is not a simple thing. It is not a joke. Whereas if you happen to spray it with human labor, it will take larger number of days as well as a huge volume of labor is required. So in such situation, the precise application, effective utilization of agri inputs can be done with drone. And the detection of these pest and disease incidents, drought area, or the micronutrient deficiency symptoms, those all can be detected through the help of drones, and precise application of the inputs can also be done with the help of drones. And nowadays, in my university, we have started a diploma course on drone upkeep and maintenance, because everywhere now drones are coming up in a big way. And simply you cannot use drones now. Piloting license is also required. So we are associating with the aviation ministry as well as the other organizations involving in piloting licensing. So we give training to the diploma holders, and we teach them how to make, how to maintain, how to upkeep and maintain the drones. Because once the drones are very profusely used, commonly used among the farmers and farmer groups, farmer producer organizations, self-help groups and all, we need to have the mechanical or the repairing centers and all for drones too. So if in mind, we have already started the drone repairing and maintenance diploma course from the 24-25 academic year. And as I clearly said, irrigation monitoring, crop health management, crop damage assessment, soil field analysis or field soil analysis, agriculture spraying, and all these drones are being effectively utilized. Then comes the agriculture drones can see which plant reflect different amount of green light and near infrared spectroscopy. So with that help, we could detect.
ఇంకో రెడ్ కలర్ బాల్ ఉండే కదరా
దాని గురించి
Hello. Kindly don't talk in between. Agriculture drones can see which plants reflect different amounts of green light, near infrared spectroscopy, NIRS, and this data helps to produce multispectral images to track crop health. Quick monitoring and discoveries of any defects can help save crops also. The agriculture drones fitted along with the multispectral sensors or red, green, blues, RBG sensors also detect field areas infected by weeds, infections, and pest infection. So pest infestation as well as disease infection or weed infection can be detected precisely and can be controlled also precisely. This helps to know the exact amount of chemicals needs to be used and where it should be used, and very judiciously how it should be applied. So in such a way that the crop damage can be controlled. And normally in agriculture spraying, drones are being used for area spraying, which is 5 times, or even I can say that it is 6 to 8 times faster than human being. And Internet of Things, use of Internet of Things allows devices across a farm to measure all kinds of data remotely, provide real-time information to the farmer. What is the stage of the crop? What is the nutrient requirement? What is the moisture requirement? What is the the real time, the status of the crop in the field can be obtained through IoT, and which helps in increase agility of the processes, and real time monitoring and prediction system can be used with IoT, and use of artificial intelligence, which helps to improve the overall harvest quality as well as accuracy, yield detection, or the yield prediction, helps in detecting disease in plants, pest and nutritional disorders in the farm, can also detect and target weeds, then decide which herbicide to apply within the region. So those all information can be obtained through artificial intelligence. And the data science is set another area, provide actionable insights to the farmer's land. It provide ownership pattern on what to plant, when to plant. The crop planning in an area or a larger area can be done with the help of data science, because every cultivation system is linked with the market. So with the help of the market intelligence, as well as the demand-driven production system, planning of crops, seasonality, everything can be done with the help of data science and agriculture. Well-informed decisions making can be done with the cost-effective and enhance the farmer's productivity as well as income. So that is related to data science in agriculture. Blockchain, yes, in supply chain management, blockchain is playing a major role, which is all the information related to a cropping system, all the information related to a marketing system, all the information towards the inputs, mobility, all they are recorded in a ledger. And with the help of this, the farmer can effectively do farming as well as market his produces. And the Internet of Things, sensors generating data, or farmers storing data, they are all kept in the blockchain system, and cleaning and enhancement of the collected data, marketing of the producers of agricultural commodities based on the demand, where it has to be moved, how it should be moved, how the supply chain management should be there, and all these data get saved in the blockchain. Then comes the polyhouse, which is very largely used even in Maharashtra also, which is a Florey Park is there, the Ronavara area, where the huge volume of polyhouses have come. And the crops can be grown in partially or fully controlled climatic conditions, more suitable for tropical as well as subtropical regions. And in Florey Park in Maharashtra, various kinds of flowers, even the Dutch roses for Valentine's Day are being exported to Europe from here, and it is being cultivated in Maharashtra, in the Florey Park. And various kinds of polyhouses are used in the country, like sawtooth polyhouse, maxi event polyhouse, fan and pad polyhouse system, then polytunnel also. So these are the various types of polyhouses used. And here I am mentioning about controlled environment agriculture, which includes indoor agriculture, IA, and vertical farming, VF. So it is again technologically based approach towards food production, provide protection from the outdoor elements, maintain optimal growing conditions inside the controlled system cultivation. And in this point of polyhouse cultivation as well as the indoor agriculture or controlled system cultivation, the concept of this, high-tech vertical farming, though it captured the imagination of entrepreneurs, investors, even government policies, promising revolutionary solutions to the challenges of the traditional agriculture, I do have some reservation on this, because a country like India, where larger area is still under cultivation, it is not under cultivation, it is kept uncultivated. And the proper utilization of our resources itself will make our production system into in a better way, because in the polyhouse cultivation or in the control system cultivation, the initial cost of establishment is very huge. Energy consumption is it is also very high. The operational cost, artificial lighting, everything, the energy consumption is very high. And in the control system or in the polyhouse cultivation, skilled laborers are required when compared to the conventional system. Limited crop varieties can be cultivated only inside these polyhouses, which pushes towards monocropping. Something like, salad cucumber or Karela or your capsicum. So such kind of monocropping, it is compelling us to do so. Similar, so limited crop choices are there. And scaling challenges. It has, in the vertical farming, it is beneficial for the urban areas, city areas. So scaling up to meet the demands of larger population can be challenging. Then dependence on artificial lighting. That is another important thing as far as this indoor agriculture, IA, as well as vertical farming. Then technical challenges, the complexity of this vertical farming system can lead to technical challenges that require ongoing maintenance as well as troubleshooting. The questionable sustainability, the long-term sustainability of vertical farming is still under debate. Why? Because I tell you the real-time story of Dutch, the Netherlands, who are the founders or the forefathers of the controlled environment cultivation or glasshouse cultivation. The 55 to 70% of their polyhouses are now under questionable condition. Many of the companies like Infarm, they went bankruptcy. It is because once this Infarm was once Europe's largest vertical farming company in Netherlands, which is declared bankrupt in September 2023. The company faced difficulties due to rising energy price, which impacted its profitability. And the Dutch arm of vertical farming startup, Infarm, declared bankrupt as well as shifted. Then a lot of industry challenges are there. Local difficulties are there. Energy cost is also very, very high. So it may happen to ours also. Our energy cost is also increasing day by day. So a country like India, where we have lot of area, we are second in cereal production. We are second in vegetable and fruit production in the world. We are first in milk production in the world. We are third in egg and meat production in the world. So what I mean to say is that even without the intervention of all these new additions like AI, ML, blockchain, IoT, and all, as a senior scientist as well as a faculty professor in the country, over 35 years of experience in agriculture and allied sector, I would like to say that our extension system should be fine-tuned. That is number one. Why? Because we have about 65, 63 state agriculture universities and central agriculture universities. And we have developed umpteen number of research-based technologies. We have developed so many patents. We have developed so many varieties. We have developed so many control methods, measures. In spite of all these, our production system or the transfer of technology from the lab to the land is still questionable, I doubt. Because the extension system, the transfer of technology from the lab to the land has not attained its full capacity. So it is the right time, all the state governments as well as the central government, and even it can be a resolution on the part of Just Agriculture and the Telangana State Agriculture University, who are the organizers, as a resolution, it should go out of our this international training program. of Agritech 2050 to make agripreneurs cost-effective as well as profitable one. That the extension technology transfer should be fine-tuned. Why I'm saying is, I served 2 years as agriculture director of government of Kerala, looking after the project planning and monitoring. I could very well see many of the research findings of the State Agriculture University as well as the central ICAR institutes in my state in Kerala. It is not being properly reached to the farmers' state. I'm damn sure. Being a literate state like Kerala, it is like this, then you can imagine how it would be in the other states. The technology transfer, I reiterate and underline that the technology transfer, the technology which is developed in the institutes, research stations, ICERs, SAUs, and all, in toto, in letter and spirit, it should be transferred to the farmer's field. Why I am saying is, indiscriminate use of fertilizers, indiscriminate use of plant protection chemicals, whether it is herbicide, whether it is insecticide, pesticide, or fertilizers. Indiscriminate use is happening all over the country. That is the main reason why EU has banned recently our spices exported to European countries due to pesticide residue in the produce. Again, I'm telling, as a valuable member of the National Scientific Panel for Pesticide Residue under FSSAI, I served between 2020 to 2023. 3 years I served as a National Panel member of National Scientific Panel member of pesticide residue under FSSAI, under our FDA, Ayush Department, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. So there we discussed in length and breadth about the indiscriminate use of PP chemicals. And ultimately it is ending up with the residue in the producers. And when you make spice powder out of those producers having pesticide residue, the resultant finished product, curry powder, will be having those pesticide residue. And there are standards. There are MRL fixed. Various institutions are working on that. In all the pesticide residue, all pesticide residues in all edible, eatable, grains, finished product, agriculture, meat, milk, whatever it may be, it is there. But why our Indian products are rejected in the American as well as European market is mainly due to indiscriminate use of inputs as fertilizers, pesticide, fungicide, herbicide, and all. Number 2, untimely application. Technology has been developed by ICR Institute and SAUs that it should be applied at this day after sowing, or this day after transplanting, or this day after pruning. But it is not being properly advocated. It is not properly listened, and it is not properly being listened, or it is not properly being monitored. So all the state governments as well as central government should involve in the extension methodologies, revisit or revise the extension technology adopted in the current situation, so that our people can also be saved. Why the percentage of cancer affected people are queuing up in various cancer research institutes? The main reason is that the technology transfer is improper. So kindly let us make it as a resolution and transfer it to the authorities as the outcome. One among the outcomes, many more might have been coming up or came. So we have to think about it. So I do place my reservation over the control system cultivation, and a land like India, we have a lot of fertile land, uncultivated, barren, and other areas wherein precision farming, precisely using, with the help of all these latest developments, including AI, ML, blockchain, IoT, and all, we can improve our production productivity system. Then comes the fancy word of organic farming, right? I have my own reservation about this organic farming. It's a production system which avoids the use of synthetically compounded fertilizers, pesticides, growth regulators, genetically modified organisms, livestock, and food additives. Crop diversity, crop rotation, biological pest control, soil management, greenhouse, compost, weed management, controlling other organisms. Nobody stops this. These were all being looked after by our forefathers. But in 60s, we were with the begging bowl. That is the statement made by my mentor, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. In his name, I received the award recently, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan award for my lifetime achievement in agriculture and allied sector, the contributions, whatever I made. But in 60s, we were with begging bowl, expecting the ship to come to Bombay port. From ship to mouth was there during 60s. Then came the Green Revolution in India, thanks to Norman Borlaug as well as Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. After that, in tune with the growing population, we have to feed the mouth. We cannot expect more ships to come to our port. So we developed our own system. We developed our own methodology, thanks to ICR institutes as well as other research institutes, NGOs, farmer producer organizations, SHGs, and all the state agriculture universities and state agriculture department, and above all, to my beloved farmers. They made a system in the country to feed the entire nation as well as export the excess or surplus. It is taught, it is learned, and it is educated to my graduates that integrated nutrient management as well as integrated pest and disease management, INM, IPM, which we learned in 80s during my college days, taught to my students in 90s and 2000. And now we can't go back to the traditional Zoom system of cultivation or Zoom cultivation or the typical, the so-called fancy words. Instead of that, organic farming, we can say good agriculture practices. We can go with good agriculture practices. Precisely use the inputs. Teach our farmers to use 1 ml means 1 ml of chemical in 1 liter of water. Now they are using 10 ml, 10 times, 5 times. So that should be curtailed. Rather than catching the rat, putting fire the whole house is not good. So what I mean to say is that integrated nutrient management, integrated pest and disease management, precisely and effectively as well as judiciously and very, very cautiously use the chemicals that we have to teach our farmers and see that it is being implemented in the land, farmland. That is very important. That is why I again and again tell that our extension system in all the states should be revamped, restructured, refined, and redo. Then automatically our producers will have lesser chemical at the end product. Pesticide residue will not be there. Long queues in the cancer research centers will not be there. I am not against organic farming. What I mean to say is that we have developed a system which is an integrated system, integrated farming system. For example, I will quote, in my graduation program at TNAU in 80s, I was taught that for rice cultivation, 1 hectare, 5 tons farmyard manure should be applied. 5 tons green leaf manure or green manure should be applied as basal at the time of ploughing, preparatory cultivation time, ploughing the field, puddling the field. Then transplant the seedling of rice, then apply top dressing or a very, very, very small quantity of chemical fertilizers. Maybe after 3 weeks, after a month, at tillering stage, at flowering stage, like the different stages are also specified. That is what we were taught. Let us follow that integrated system. Both farmyard manure, green leaf manure, green manure, and chemical fertilizers as per the schedule of application. Now, the very, very important point is value addition. Whoever the new entrepreneur comes, a huge gate is open, huge arena is open. It is value addition and food technology. The process of taking raw commodity and changing its form to produce a high quality end product. It is addition of time, place, and form utility to the commodity in order to meet the taste preferences of consumers. Fruits made into pies or jams, meat made into jerky, and tomatoes and peppers made into salsa. Simple. You make tomato into puree rather than throwing it in the field when the glut in production or overproduction happens. Farmers in Maharashtra as well as even in Kerala, Palka district of Kerala, where the tomato is cultivated in Jan, February, March harvesting time, they couldn't harvest because they have to pay 800 rupees per day per labor. Tomato cost at the market will be 30 paise per kg. What the farmer will do? Educate them to value add it into puree. Make small clusters, or you make small tomato growing organizations or groups, clusters, self-help groups, farmer producer organizations. Let them make, as a cottage industry, let them make puree. Let the puree be collected. See, we have a successful cooperative collecting system in the case of milk. Then why don't we make use of it for tomato? The same system, milk is highly perishable than tomato. You are collecting milk and making it into, from Anand, it is coming to Mumbai as finished product, as a value-added product of empty number of milk value-added products are coming into the market of Pune as well as in Mumbai from Anand. Then why can't you make it in tomato? Make it. We have to support our small farmers, farmer clusters, farmer groups to make the tomato into puree. Let the puree be collected in a cooperative way as that of Amul or Anand Amul. Let us make it into ketchup or into any other product of tomato. Similarly, all the other fruit crops, pineapples of Kerala can be used for making jam. Instead of the farmers crying when there is overproduction at the time of harvest, price slash will be there. The farmer groups should make it into squash, jam, jelly. Then they sell it. So value addition, why I am saying is, in India, all the fruits and vegetables together, somewhere around 13 to 17% is being value added. Rest, 20 to 30% is perishing in the process of in the way of handling from production side to the market. During the supply chain or during the transport, in the logistic, it is being perished. Around 20 to 30% of the fruits and vegetables cultivated in the country or produced in the country are perishing. So the government of India has come up with good project. Our Ministry of Food Processing Industry has come out with a lot of projects. Our youngsters should take up, our graduates should take up a startup program for value addition of their regional fruits and vegetables. Make it a quality produce. Put it in good international standard bottles or in containers. Proper packaging, you do it, label it, brand it, name it with the traceability. Where the tomato is cultivated, where the pineapple is cultivated, by which farmer it is cultivated, what is the longitude and latitude at which it is cultivated, what is the variety of that pineapple, whether it is Q or it is the other variety, whether it is Arca or not of tomato. You name the variety. You tell the farmer's name, at what latitude, altitude it is grown, and what are the practices followed, whether good agriculture practices are followed, or you say your fancy word of organic. If it is organic, certified, then organic farming, or if it is conventional farming, or it is GAP, good agriculture practices, you name it. Then you see the value is being added and the price will increase for unit kg will increase about 10 to 20 times. So value addition, there is a huge scope in the country. And food technology, of course, food processing industry and food technology, food engineering is a growing arena, growing science. We do have BTech food technology course, MTech and PhD in food technology in my university with 1 year internship. The present third year batch has gone to CFTRI Mysore as well as DFRL Mysore, Defense Food Research Laboratory. They are there. My students are there. 1 year they will be attached with internship. I'm planning to send the final year students to Marriott International in Dubai. They'll be there for last 1 semester, 6 months as internship with the Marriott and Agritech. We have entered into a tripartite agreement with government of Dubai as well as Marriott International and Agritech. And our students are being airlifted there. They will be there for 1 semester. After the internship, they'll be placed by the institutions there. A lot of possibilities are there in the case of value addition. So we have to look into. And of course, when your production is more, your productivity is more, you have to store your produces. Again, thanks to Government of India, lot of funding is there for advanced storage methods like dry and cool storage, airtight storage, hermetic storage, and various storage structure development. Grants are available in the Government of India schemes. State governments are also supporting. So this is another area where the storage facilities are to be increased so that our produces will not perish. And which will help in increasing the shelf life also. Thanks to bark, which has come out with various radiation techniques. Food radiation is a technology that improves safety and extends the shelf life. Manufacturing foods in the controlled environment, that is also commonly used technique to increase the shelf life. So all these advances are to be used as far as the fruits, vegetables, and spices and condiments are concerned. And of course, hydroponics and aquaponics, those are the recent developments. For the fancy sake or for leafy vegetables or for value addition, high value fruits like strawberry and all, the hydroponics can be effectively used. And as a large scale, as a huge area for cultivation, I never recommend this kind of hydroponics as well as aquaponics. In metro culture, in metro cultivation, terrace cultivation, high-rise building top cultivation, or in a controlled room cultivation, hydroponics and aquaponics sounds well. And especially for cost-effective, high-value herbs like basil, tulsi, other ajimon or other herbs can be cultivated. Leafy vegetables can be cultivated. Salad vegetables can be cultivated. High-value fruit crops like strawberry can be cultivated in aquaponics as well as in hydroponics. So again, these two techniques, both aqua, where fish can also be cultivated, hydro as well as aquaponics. Again, the time, the space, the inputs like moisture, soil, all these are effectively, very minimal used and effectively used. And the last but not the least, biotechnology and genetic engineering. We are discussing over the last 5 years on genetically modified foods. Pros and cons on genetically modified foods are there. But thanks to that science, thanks to that developments happened in the country, yes, India is a biodiversity hotspot of the world. So rather, we don't enter into the venture of genetically modification or genetic modification of our food crops, our edible crops, fruit crops, rather for fiber or latex, such kind of crops, it can be. That is my personal opinion. And for fruits, vegetables, spices, condiments, and grains, I say that we have huge number of species as well as genetic diversity. It is a very hot spot in the world, India. So rather not venture into our edible crops with genetic modification or genetic engineering or GM crop system. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Yes, I have taken about 52 minutes against allotted 60 minutes. I feel free to answer to any kind of questions. Whatever I know, I could answer. If it is not known, I will refer and tell. Thank you. Thank you, Sandeep. I am done. Sandeep Sharma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm in, but there is a technical glitch. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Professor K. Pratapan sir. And we have drawn so many insights from your talk. And I hope all the attendees, all the students and participants also have got so many insights from sir's lecture. And some of the major insights that we have got are some recent developments took place in agri sector, which is like precision farming, drone technology, AI and ML in agriculture, controlled atmospheric cultivation, advances in storage, blockchain in supply chain, and value addition in food technology. These are the major insights that Sir has given. And also, Sir has addressed that climate change is an alarming situation in the current world, and also RFID technology, radio frequency identification. And also, Sir has told one more great point that they are maintaining a course on drone upkeeping and usage and its maintenance. So if any participant is interested in that, please check the website and go get the details. That
And we have MTech in AIML, artificial intelligence and machine learning in agriculture engineering.
okay, sir. Yes.
Wherein BTech computer science engineering graduates can apply, BTech agriculture engineering graduates can also apply.
That's what actually I wanted to ask you in the question and answer session.
It's a cross-discipline course. It is a cross-discipline or interdisciplinary course.
Yes, sir.
Which is being taught by hybrid mode, wherein IITians, IIM experts from within the country and outside the country, as well as our own institution faculty members, senior faculty members, they are taking classes with the AR/VR lab facility.
Yes, sir. This would be very helpful for the students who wanted to pursue the interdisciplinary topics, because it is an interface between agri and technological teams. So it would be very useful for us. And, Sir has also described about link of cultivation system with the markets, and also indoor agriculture and vertical farming, IA and VF. And two major insights Sir has given, that our extension system should be fine-tuned. And
revamped.
The other one
should be revamped. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the other one is indiscriminate use of pesticides should be curtailed. So, on behalf of Just Agriculture, we also thank you very much, sir. And we definitely go through that. And I have just one question, sir.
Yes.
Can we go for a question and answer session?
Yeah.
Right now, if any participant wanted to ask any question on this lecture, you please just type your question in the chat box. Meanwhile, sir, personally, I'm a plant biotechnologist. So
Good.
You have completed with your lecture with like GM crops. So now we are moving from GM to GED, genome edited. So ICR recently has given a huge number of projects that were approved in the ICR system.
For
so
research.
Yes, sir, for research, for research.
That is underlined.
Yes, sir, for research. So right now, of course, it is a decade-old technology. Right now, the India is starting it, but the other countries are already approved. GABA rich tomato is
Yes.
approved.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. So could you please tell our students regarding this technology and how India is moving towards GED? Could you please tell some words, sir, regarding the guidelines and some from the ICAR side or government side?
Yeah. Since I'm not totally for that concept, I have not dwelled into it completely, but I have a outline of that. Yes, it is in a very primitive stage in the country, whereas other developed nations they have gone a long way. Again, I tell you, they don't have this much diversity of crops, varieties, and all there. You ask me about the varieties of banana in Kerala, I can name you around 150, 160 varieties of banana. Whereas the place where I am sitting, Kolhapur in Maharashtra, we have only 2 or 3 varieties of banana. Dark Cavendish Kela and the other one, the native, indigenous native variety, Desi variety. That's all, only 2 varieties. Whereas we have red variety, we have culinary variety, we have Nendran, we have Nyalipuan, we have Padati, we have Annan, we have so many varieties. So, a country like India where the biodiversity is so wide, so vast, it's a hotspot actually. Why I said fiber and latex is, I started my career in Rubber Research Institute of India under the Commerce Ministry as a scientist there. We have developed a genetically modified GM rubber, which is planted in Northeast. Because in Kerala, we can't plant. So we took those butter stems to Northeast, we planted there, they have started being yielding. They have started yielding. Those genetically modified rubber trees are now yielding latex. Okay. So we are not consuming it actually. So we are using it in various, our day-to-day activities, even in spacecraft. So there it can be. In yield enhancement is there, their elasticity as well as other physical, chemical and other properties of natural rubber. It is very good. Yes, it is good. So like rubber fiber in cotton. So those kind of things we can enter into. Not in our rice, not in our basmati or not in our, wheat, right? They are our staple food. So, yes, researches are going on. Government of India and ICR is funding in an enormous way. Let us wait for the result to come, and then we can think about, modifying it further or not. And let us wait for the result also to come on June 4th.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Let us hope we'll get a better result.
Yeah. Yes. India will be always in the forefront among the nations, and we do deserve a good governance and good administrators and executive members in our top. There are a few questions. One, Ampika D. So, what is your opinion about biopreservation of vegetables? Biopreservation of vegetables. Yes, to avoid the perishing nature, we can preserve it properly through biopreservation processes. Yes, it has to be taught to our farmers cluster, farmer groups and all, how to preserve biopreservation process. Now they are being taught to cryopreservation and other preservation techniques, but it is not very commonly used. The issue is that, the trainings and all, based on the technology developed by, for example, IHR in Bangalore, Horticulture Research Institute in Bangalore, they have developed so many technologies for preservation of fruits and vegetables. So that should be properly taught to the farmer groups and it should be advocated in the field. That is what I said, the technology transfer from the lab to land. The second question, Swapnalil Dumal. why should we don't have to go with GM crops for edible crops and only for non-edible? I have already answered, but still I tell you, our country is the hotspot, biodiversity hotspot, especially my Western Ghats. I belong to that area, Kerala. You know, it's 40,000 odd species of plant species, 20,000 odd animal species, 10,000 odd bird species. So many things are there. You know, that should be conserved. So many varieties of edible crops which are native to our country. For example, Kerala, Gandhakashala and Jeerakashala rice variety. They are our natural resource. You know, they are our pride. They are sweet smelling scented rice variety of Wayanad. And I am afraid if GM rice varieties are coming and it is being cultivated in Wayanad area, there is every possibility of genetic erosion of my native varieties. That is my concern. That is why I am against food crops. The third question is Mohan Paliwal. Considering farming cycle of any crop, it is expected that farmer has to handle everything from selection, production till market. Is it happening? That is my question. Is it happening? Farmer is a poor farmer, illiterate farmer. And yesterday farmers were much illiterate farmers. And now our youngsters are not coming up into farming. Our youngsters, learned youngsters are not coming up into farmer. The farmer don't want his son to be a farmer again. It's a social justice. You know, we can't compel him to go for farming alone. There comes the use of drone, AI, ML, blockchain management, all those advances, precision farming and all those advances. Precisely use it, merge it, integrate it accordingly. Integrate it accordingly. Use your sense, use your voice and integrate it accordingly and do farming. Of course, I am totally in line with you, Mr. Mohan Paliwal, that from production to market, production, processing, supply chain, value addition, sorting, grading, branding, with the traceability, it should be sold to the market. Yes, it should be all in a what to call, it's a combo. Everything should be there together. I do agree. I think only 3 questions are asked in the chat box. I answered to all those 3.
Sir, I have a few.
Yes.
Yeah. Sir, you have explained about the drone technology, regarding drone technology. So, are there any like major guidelines that government have given regarding
Yes,
usage of
yes,
drone
yes.
culture,
Government
drone technology?
of India Civil Aviation Ministry has brought out use of drones as well as the restrictions and the areas in which drones are to be used has been given out by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare also for agriculture purpose, how drones can be used, how it is permitted and all guidelines are very much, it is there. You can visit the sites of both Ministry of Civil Aviation as well as Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. And now I tell you, drones cannot be used as what we are using now. For marriages, in functions, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to send your drone. No, restrictions are there. It is going to come within few months. It will come.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. And sir, you have mentioned that like the issue of bankruptcy of Netherlands polyhouse companies
Yes,
like us.
yes.
So,
The
how to
reason
cope
is
up with
that
such situations and what can we learn from such?
because there, the energy cost is very high. During winter times, I have visited one tomato world in Netherlands, wherein they put a sodium vapor lamp during the daytime and provide light because they are dearth of light. They don't have sufficient light for crop cultivation. So they are putting sodium vapor lamp and whatever heat energy which is produced inside the glass house, it's about 1 lakh square meter. 1 lakh square meter polyhouse or glass house, tomato world. There they pool that heat energy which is generated inside the glass house and put it inside a well. Inside the glass house itself, they put it inside the well. And during peak winter, they take that heat energy back and warm up the glass house. So that is how they are cultivating. So out of all odds, they are cultivating inside the polyhouse very profusely. And huge money is spent for energy. So that is the main reason why they become bankrupt. As far as the Netherlands glasshouse cultivation or the precision farming cultivation is end up with rising energy price, number one, which impacted its profitability. Then lot of industry challenges were also there. Lot of competition was also there. They were compelled to sell their produces at a very, very narrow margin. So that all ends up in bankruptcy. In the case of Inform, this is a typical case. Inform is a very known, largest vertical farming company in Netherlands. Inform. So mainly due to this energy cost, then of course the labor cost is also, it is very huge. Technologically known, technologically trained people must be there. They must be paid very well. And that cost is also very high. So that is how they ended in. And another one is competition. Competition in the sense, there, except tulip, they are not, except tulip and lavender, they are not cultivating anything in Netherlands. Flowers. They are all importing flowers from outside, from Africa, Ghana, and other, underdeveloped African countries. There are thousands of acres of open land cultivation with the precision. That is what I said. India needs open land cultivation with the precision farming techniques. Use of all these new developments. AI, ML, climate resilient thing, climate weather tracking, drone, IoT, blockchain, all these things, traceability, everything should be pulled together and open precision farming should be recommended. That is my suggestion or crux out of my talk. And from those underdeveloped countries, they are bringing materials into their country, into their market. It is packed and served in the Jumbo or Albertine and other malls in Europe. This I have seen with my own eyes because my one and only daughter is living in Netherlands. It is my second home. We used to visit often. So I know the real-time story of Netherlands, right? Yes. So these are the reasons why they all end up in bankruptcy. And few more are coming in line. That is what I understood.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So you have given a quite insightful talk to all of our attendees and participants, and we have drawn so many valuable insights from your talk. And we extend our heartfelt thanks on behalf of Agriculture, Just Agriculture. And thank you for your presence, sir. Thank you for your talk.
Thank you very much for patient listening. Thank you.
And over to the next host, Preeti.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible. Please take over.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, dear participants, as we had one of the wonderful talks about from the session number first, so let us continue this transformative journey of Agri 2050. So, for the second session with us, Dr. Praveen Singh. So, Praveen sir, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, I am there, Preeti.
Okay, sir. Sir, before I invite you for the talk, I will just give a brief introduction and then we'll start, sir.
Sure.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, for the second session, we have with us a wonderful personality, Dr. Praveen Singh, the Kheti Badiwala, hydroponic professional and director, TPRRI, Delhi. Studies an agricultural professional with 20 years of experience in different fields of the agriculture sector, ranging from rural development, academic research, agribusiness, high-tech farming, and urban farming. Started his career as a consultant to European Commission project and followed by British High Commission project in the field of rural development. His professional journey includes exposure to Africa, where he was responsible for corporate farming and leased 25,000 hectares of land from the Ethiopian government. He has also worked with National Horticulture Research and Development Foundation as joint director and was responsible for the seed business and development activities. For the past 8 to 10 years, he has been significantly contributing to the development of vertical hydroponic growing system in India. In India, he is extending his services to the 3 farms in Delhi, 1 farm in Mumbai, 1 in Assam. He is also associated with virtual hydroponic training platforms. On Rocket Skill platforms, he has trained more than 2,000 hydroponic aspirants. So, sir, please consider us in a list of those aspirants, all our participants. And I welcome you to our digital platform of Just Agriculture. And we are anticipating an insightful talk from you, sir. So please join us with this podium and address all of us.
Thank you, Preeti.
Sir, thank you, sir.
I am trying to switch on my camera. Will you help me?
Yes, actually, to start your video, you have been given the access. You please try once again, sir. It is being to start your video, you have been given, sir.
Okay, the right is with me. Yes, I can see myself, and with a good number of participants to learn something on high tech, the traditional farming.
Yes, sir.
So that's great, and good evening to all. And I just wanted to understand from you. I have something of around 40 minutes with me. Do you want to go for a formal presentation, or you want to just there are some doubts. I'm sure that this technology is now gradually entering in a second decade. So it's going to be more than 10 years old. So most of us are aware about the technology. I want if I can contribute for just eliminating or satisfying your queries, because most good number of practitioners are already in the field and they are trying. So I want from you guys, what do you want? Because in next 40 minutes, I can share you the basics, or if you have a query, specific queries, it will be good that let's start with that. So Preeti, maybe you can help me out.
Dear participants, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think we can.
In that case, you need to be there to allow whoever is having a questions. Otherwise, I'll start with my formal presentation. No issue.
Sir, we can quickly go through the presentation once so that our participants can have a content from where they can ask you the questions, sir. I think that would be because sometimes there are new students as well, those who don't know anything about the content, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead. So once again, warm welcome to all of you, and good evening. And let's try to learn खेती बिना मिट्टी की और एक proud खेती बाड़ी वाला के साथ. So whenever we start talking about these things, why hydroponics? Means there are some questions of why there is a need, even people started thinking on that. So in this today, in my session, I'm going to share something about why this is required. And there are understanding around hydroponics, and there is a most common, it's kheti bina mitti ki. So try to understand beyond that, what is hydroponics, and followed by a most important discussion or most important talk or area where we need to know is what is the basic difference between these traditional farming and kind of this high-tech farming. And as we all are aspiring to be a kind of entrepreneur, so job provider, not job seeker. So I'll share my experience that how one should venture in hydroponic commercial project, or how he can have a small unit at their own place. But yeah, I would suggest that those who are here, at least they should have a little, maybe a 4, 5, 6 planter kind of a hydroponic at their own balcony. So Pratham, now you have to wait because we are going to quickly finish in maybe another 20-35 minutes my presentation, and then we'll take up your question. Okay, so first thing is we need to understand that what is means why and where we started. हमने खेती कैसे शुरू की थी? अगर आज देखें, so we started, our ancestors started with hunting and gathering. They were not even aware about farming, and then plenty of land, limited requirement, so they were free and they had a freedom to cultivate a one patch. The moment they exhausted in terms of fertility, they moved to next patch of land. So that is, we know, the shifting cultivation. And post that, when the population grown up, the people are our ancestors are growers, they try to opt for subsistence farming, means they were doing farming to sustain themselves. And then as the food requirement, as the population grown, we were forced, because we read many places. There was a time when we were forced to import the wheat grain. Even more, my grandparents, they were saying that, yes, wo lal wala gehu khana padta tha. So at least this commercial farming has contributed for just contributing or ensuring the self-sufficiency, and जो हमारी खाने की जरूरत थी वो पूरी होने लगी. From there, if we see the COVID, we all know, and that has shaken us, and that has just something like ignited the thought, hey, my chain from the grower and consumer has widened up, and good number of players are playing a role for delivering from grower to the consumer. And one of that was severely impacted because of the COVID. That was the logistic chain. So during that time also, grower were growing, consumer were consuming with a lot of precaution. But there was a threat. Suppose they will not able to get that food from the grower, how they will sustain themselves. So that is the era, and even the people get a lot of spare time for utilizing in different kind of activities. So that's a moment when people started thinking for this type of high-tech urban farming. Though it was much before, even this technology was in India much before COVID, but that was the era when really people has given a serious thought, and that was the place where we started the hydroponics. Now the next question, why we are here? Ultimately, everybody or every individual are looking for happy family, and these happy family, there are three contributors: health security, financial security, and social security. So we all are trying to contribute by our own means. पैसे हम कमाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हेल्दी इन्वायरमेंट में हेल्दी खाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. अगर देखें तो हेल्दी इन्वायरमेंट के लिए, हेल्दी रहने के लिए, हेल्थ सिक्योरिटी के लिए, लाइफ style changes, means like people have started doing their exercises, and even life change. These few of the things the individuals can do, but like healthy environment and healthy food, only the kheti badi or high-tech farming can contribute. So that's something aspiration, or we all are trying to achieve. So if we see like why hydroponics, और एक यहाँ पे और भी चीज हम डिस्कस करना चाहेंगे कि अगर आप इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर को देखिए, so Indian agriculture is evolving into two buckets. One is the traditional farming and another is the urban farming, and hydroponic is one of the component in urban farming. And fortunately, they are enabler to each other, not competitor to each other, because the traditional farming majorly focusing on the grains and the urban farmings are majorly focusing on the grain. So अगर हम बात करें why hydroponics, so today what we are eating, we're not sure that what is the quality, and the quality of output is deteriorating because there is no strict norms and people are only looking for their benefit. And in and around urban area, we all are aware what is the situation. And with even COVID and health issues, the population is becoming more and more aware about the quality of produce, and they are willing to pay for that. And that's how, if you see in urban areas, good number of these high-tech farms are, in some of them are in a development stage and some of them are already producing the crop. The next why hydroponic is the soil quality and soil availability. Both are a challenge. We see the quality of natural resources are deteriorating in terms of fertility, in terms of a heavy metal infestation, in terms of any kind of contamination, like even pathogen. Very simple example. आज हम पत्ता गोभी खाने से डरते हैं. Why? Because of कि उसमें वो tapeworm होगा. So this is the level of deterioration of our natural resources are happening. Resource constraints are becoming. Please mute one of the participants. So if we look that the food demand is increasing, more from less is the need of our, and everybody is looking for the quick result, and all these three aspiration or requirement is being met by the high-tech farming or hydroponics. Hydroponics में तो यहाँ तक है कि आज आप जो करोगे 24 hours में आपको आपका result दिखने लगेगा. Crop itself will tell you that what are you doing, whether you are on a right track or you are on a wrong track. So that is why, and even one of the statistics released by World Bank, almost 80% of the total population in next 30-40 years are going to confine or settle in the urban areas. And if that is the case, the future for the urban farming is such that one, commercial need is there, and the second, if you can install these type of portable or pilot or small units at your own place, you will be more than 100% or 200% assured with a pleasure that whatever I'm eating, I'm assured, I'm 100% sure that it is healthy. So coming to the next question, what is hydroponics? So this definition everybody knows, that hydroponics, and then third is growing crop without soil is hydroponic. This is a very simple and well-established definition, but we have to think beyond. If you see the picture, it says that this hydroponic is directly linked only with the root, and indirect impact, the benefit is reflecting on the shoots. So if we redefine hydroponics, so hydroponic is a technique which create an ideal microclimate in and around the root zone. So it is what this hydroponic technique is only linked with the root, and how And what ideal climate? The kind of optimum moisture, optimum aeration, nutrition, and temperature. This is the only 4 things we need to maintain for delivering or achieving the kind of result or the kind of expected output is well known about hydroponics, is maintaining these 4 parameters in and around the root zone, and that is the hydroponics. So another thing here, as a grower, you have 100% control on your crop. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are supplying, that only the plant will eat. So in a nutshell, if we say the plants, they don't have any liberty to opt for junk food. And if no junk food, healthy plant. If healthy root, the shoot is going to be healthy and ultimately the production. So again, I want to just highlight, this is a technique to create an ideal microclimate in and around root zone. So Judd, the supply source, is the only thing which as a grower you need to maintain. Here, I want to emphasize one more thing, क्योंकि हर एक ने सुना है धरती को माँ कहते हैं, मिट्टी is acting as a mother. You know, it is a reality. Why? Because in traditional farming, as a grower, if you are committing any mistake, so the soil, which is the buffering agent, is there to absorb the shock of your mistake. आपकी गलतियों को छुपाने के लिए माँ वहां पे है, धरती माँ, and that's how we call as धरती माँ. But in hydroponics, precision, as a grower, you are going to play a role of mother. So either you can absorb that shock, or you need to be very precise and specifically use a precision application of all the inputs, and every component or parameter need to be maintained and monitored such a way that your plant never struggles. So again, the hydroponic is what? It is a technique to create ideal microclimate around the root zone. What? Moisture, temperature, food, and air. Okay. अब अगला सवाल आता है कि जी ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग भी है, जिसको कि आप मिट्टी में खेती कहते हैं, दैट इज अ ट्रेडिशनल, एंड उसके बाद आपका हाईटेक और हाइड्रोपोनिक्स है. अब इन दोनों में जो डिफरेंस है वो कहाँ पे डिफरेंस है? बहुत सिंपल सा डिफरेंस अगर हम सीधी सीधी बातों में करें, एवरीबडी नोज कि अगर हम खेती करने के लिए जो रिसोर्सेस की जरूरत होती है, वहां पे हवा होनी चाहिए, पानी होना चाहिए, मिट्टी होनी चाहिए, बीज होनी चाहिए, लाइट होनी चाहिए, एक ग्रोअर होना चाहिए और पैसे होने चाहिए किसी भी कमर्शियल फार्मिंग के लिए, नॉट द घर की खेती के लिए. और ऑपरेशंस में अगर देखें तो वहां पे टिलेज करना पड़ता है, बीज की बुआई करनी पड़ती है, इरिगेशन करना पड़ता है, प्लांट प्रोटेक्शन, वीडिंग, हार्वेस्टिंग एंड पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट एंड स्टोरेज करना. अगर हम ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग में देखें तो ऑटोमेशन लेवल, यस, gradually those commercial growers, they are just opting for some of these automation, but the level of automation is not as high as in your high-tech farming. Skill हमने अपने ancestors से सीखी, तब भी हम खेती कर सकते हैं, because the mother is there which will save you if you will commit any mistake. So average qualitative and quantitative return जो होता है वो भी आपका जिस तरीके का रिटर्न क्वालिटी टर्म्स में, क्वांटिटी टर्म्स में आप हाइड्रोपोनिक्स में पा सकते हैं, आपको ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग में is really difficult, because one way soil is acting as a buffering agent or the mother, but other way soil is a living dynamic body. A lot of reactions are happening, continuous changes are happening, and because of that जो भी ऑपरेशन आप करते हैं, अगर आप अलाइन नहीं कर पाते हैं उस डायनामिक चेंजेस से, then you will not be able to achieve what you can achieve in hydroponic by just following the precision farming. So अब अगर हाइड्रोपोनिक्स में देखें, soil is missing, weeding is missing, automation is high. Even if you visit any of the European farm, maybe 20 acres of a farm being managed by only those guys who are at a post-harvest place, or harvesting is the only operation they need to perform. Otherwise, rest of the things are automated. Fooding, irrigation, moisture, temperature, even carbon dioxide supply, everything is automated. And skill is required. High degree of skill. It's a kind of a plant factory you have to operate, and then for that you need to have a high degree of skill. And yes, लोग यहां तक कहते हैं कि साहब क्वालिटी अच्छी होती है, प्रोडक्टिविटी 15, 20, 50, 60 गुने हो जाती है. बट यस, दैट इज पॉसिबल, बट अगर आपने अच्छे से टेक्नोलॉजी को हैंडल किया. अदरवाइज यहां तक भी रिस्क है कि जो ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग में मिलता है वो भी नहीं मिलेगा. सो दीज आर द बेसिक डिफरेंसेस इन हाइड्रोपोनिक्स. अब अगर हम बात करें, अगला सवाल आता है कि भाई हाइड्रोपोनिक के कितने प्रकार होते हैं. सो I tried to classify based on my own experience. So there are 3 different parameters based on which I want to just classify this hydroponics. One is based on the growing condition. अगर हम growing condition के basis पे करते हैं तो soilless farming आता है, nutrient film technique आता है, deep water culture आता है. Last 2 nutrient film technique and deep water culture में only solution होता है, and soilless में we are going to use any of the growing media, and the growing media need to be inert in nature. If it is an inert, then only we can use, and there is a need now to assess and evaluate and look for the indigenous kind of a growing media. And for that, the basic 3-4 requirement is it need to be inert in nature, means उसके पास अपना कोई न्यूट्रिएंट सप्लाई करने की कैपेसिटी नहीं होना चाहिए. मींस इट शुड बी हार्ड टू डाइजेस्ट. मींस उसमें से अगर like example, the cocoa peat is one of the best growing media. Why? Because it is made up of lignin, and lignin is hard to digest. Similarly, if you see the similar kind of a thing, the sand, it is also an inert media. If you see like a paddy straw or husk, that is also wood ash or a wood saw. That wood saw is dust, is also a inert media. So if you have 4-5 characters: inert in nature, having an ability to hold moisture, free from any kind of a pathogen, better aeration. So if there are 4-5 kind of properties you have in you can see in any of the local material, you can opt for that. But yes, you need to opt for means killing all the germs. It must be free from any kind of a germ. So now, even if you see like soilless, there are different types. There are grow bags, and even not only the grow bag, there are something plastic grow bag, rhizo bags, or even the pallets. Like if you see in this picture, there are grow bag pallets, which is something like accommodate 4-5 plants. Bags, 1 or 2 plants per bags. And poly bags are now gradually being replaced by rhizo bags, because rhizo bags are the bags which are breathable. They can breathe, and they also act as an auto root pruning, because the roots are sensitive to air, and the moment they see exposed to light, they just stop growing from there. And that's how the uniform growth of root is better in rhizo bag or breathable bags. Soilless farming you can do in trough based on the crop requirement. You can do in trenches, and you can do in even Dutch bucket system. But if you go for a nutrient film technique and deep water culture, you need to know that why these are the 2 technologies, and why where you can use these technologies. So as the name suggests, nutrient film technique, it is a nutrient film. It's a thin film of maybe 1 or 2 or 3 mm. It's running in any growth channel. That is the nutrient film technique. Here, the nutrient circulation is always passing through the root, and the roots are absorbing that nutrient, and that's how it is growing. And the second, as the name suggests, deep water culture, the only difference in these 2 is the volume of water in NFT and DWC. So now, the most crucial and important thing, if I want to grow or opt for a hydroponic system, how to select or identify the most optimal growing system for your own targeted crop. So for that, the criteria is the kind of root development, root mass, the volume of root. If the volume of root is higher, because the roots, they only respire, they never go for any kind of photosynthesis, only few roots are there. And they absorb their oxygen for breathing from the dissolved oxygen in the solution or in the water. So the crops which have, and I don't know, maybe whoever is from an agri background, they must know that generally the shoot and root volumes, they are trying to compensate each other. If the leaf volume is area is higher, then the root volume or total root volume is going to be higher. So such crops like long duration crop, tomato, capsicum, cucumber, even the strawberry, because it's go a little longer. So these are the crops, they have a higher oxygen required in their growing zone or the root zone, because I mentioned that hydroponic is a technique to create an ideal microclimate around the root zone. So ideal in terms of aeration, if you go for any kind of a growing system where you are providing the growing media, so the total volume, because the pore size are smaller, so it's mean there are small water molecules are stored in these growing media, and the total volume of moisture with what means dissolved oxygen is always higher in these type of system. So if you are looking for any kind of long duration crop, you opt for soilless hydroponics. And yes, based on your crop, maybe you could go for a grow bag, grow pallet, stuff, turns, Dutch bucket, whatever you feel. And if you're looking for short duration crop with a less root volume, less dissolved oxygen requirement, then you can opt for nutrient film technique or deep water culture. So like any leafy vegetable, lettuce, kale, arugula, spinach, yeah, coriander is little a tricky crop. So coriander performance in NFT is a challenge. It required a lot of skill. So I would suggest leave that coriander from nutrient film technique. So all those short duration crops with the less leaf area or less volume of root, they should go in either nutrient film technique or in deep water culture. अब अगला सवाल ये आता है कि भाई इन दोनों में भी अगर मुझे सेलेक्ट करना हो तो मैं कौन सी टेक्निक और कौन सा फैक्टर लगाऊंगा जिसमें कि हम ये दोनों टेक्नोलॉजी को आइडेंटिफाई करें अपने एरिया के हिसाब से. सो the impact of temperature fluctuation will be always higher with the less volume of water. Means nutrient film technique में जो आपका रनिंग वाटर का वॉल्यूम होता है वो ऑलवेज कम होता है. तो इसका मतलब ये होता है कि जहां पे टेम्परेचर का फ्लक्चुएशन हाई टेम्परेचर एंड लो टेम्परेचर एक्सट्रीम होती है वहां पे न्यूट्रिएंट फिल्म टेक्निक विल क्रिएट अ ट्रबल फॉर योर क्रॉप. सो अगर एक्सट्रीम वेदर क्लाइमेटिक और टेम्परेचर है तो आपको ऑलवेज opt for deep water culture because volume of water is higher. So उसमें जो temperature का impact पड़ेगा that will take a longer time. Okay, and if it is a uniform temperature area where you are looking to go for these leafy vegetables and you have almost the same temperature whether high or low, you opt for nutrient film technique because there is no need for maintaining the water temperature. Because why we need to opt for that? The moment water temperature goes up, your dissolved oxygen content will rapidly go down, and because of that, what is going to happen? The roots will struggle for getting the desired or required quantity of dissolved oxygen, and they will start struggling and they will start dying. और यहाँ पे ध्यान दीजिएगा, जो लोगों ने अगर किया होगा, they will observe this during a summer. The leafy vegetable roots that become brownish and they start showing the symptom of root rot. which is caused by fungus, but it is not because of the fungus, it is because of the lack of oxygen, and because of that, the roots are dying, and ultimately the crop is struggling. Here, one more thing I want to just share with you guys. If you're opting for a nutrient film technique and you're looking for a kind of a commercial venture, always opt for flat bottom grow channel. जो NFT channel होता है उसका bottom flat होना चाहिए. Circular pipes is not recommended for commercial hydroponic units. Yes, if you are looking for your home unit for some maybe 2 or 3 people supply of leafy and all, then definitely you can opt for. But for the commercial, you always opt for the flat bottom. Why so? Because the moment you're growing your commercial crop in a circular pipe, because of the gravitational pull, most of the root will tend to accumulate at a one place, the lowermost place of the pipe, circular pipe. And because of the surface area contact of a root in that will be lesser, and because of that, the root will struggle and you will not get the desired result. And hydroponic is technique for efficient growing. So if you will go for a flat bottom kind of a thing, your roots will spread across your flat bottom, and that's and be always submerged in running water. Mind it, in any growing system, hydroponic growing system, running water is must. Okay, so flat bottom is always going to give higher surface area contact with your running water, nutrient water, and you will achieve the result of efficient growing in flat bottom. And now the question comes, why people are growing crop in NFT in Delhi-like climate where the both extremes are there? So there, what the growers are doing, they are opting for maintaining the water temperature to a level where the dissolved oxygen content should not be an issue. And in deep water culture, the most crucial issue is the algae development. It gives a very something kind of a dirty look, savvy look, and because of that, people are not, despite this technology is ideally fit for the area, people are not opting for that. So the next classification, or how we can just classify this whole hydroponic, is as per the nutrient circulation. So there are two systems. One is an open system and there is a closed system. Open system is what? Where the nutrient supplied to your crop is leached out or waste to a drain. And closed system, it is always recirculating. And there are automation system which measure that how much an EC or a nutrient absorbed by the crop is being fortified or top up in your solution, and it is already always just moving there. And yes, the third classification based on me is natural light and artificial light. So in India, I would always recommend to go for natural light kind of a system, because artificial light is only feasible when you are getting premium of 200% over the existing growing. Otherwise, you will not be able to sell your produce, because the operational cost will be such that it is going to kill your project. Natural light, yeah, we are getting a plenty of light, so opt for a natural light. Now, next, if we talk about crops in hydroponics, majorly if you see tomatoes and then lettuce and then pepper and cucumber, if you see like it's almost of 70-75% is these crops. And yeah, if we go for crops in hydroponics, we can classify that there are some established crop like the vine crops. Wherever you go, either cucumber, tomato, or capsicum, leafy vegetable, name any leafy vegetable, people are growing in hydroponics. Flowers, rose, zerbera, lilium, they have been grown in hydroponics much before these vegetables. There are some trial crops like essential oil bearing crop people are growing in hydroponics, medicinal crops, herbs, fruits. So these are some crops which people are trying in hydroponics. And yeah, crops to be considered are those which are having potential to give you higher return. Maybe somewhere around 100 से 150 रुपए किलो का अगर आप कोई प्रोड्यूस बेच ले रहे हैं, that need to be considered in hydroponics. So एक बात हो रही थी कि हाइड्रोपोनिक में क्या ग्रो कर सकते हैं. So any crop can be grown in hydroponic crop production system. Why so? Because hydroponic is a technique to create a better microclimate around the root zone. So ये जड़ से संबंधित है. अगर आप कोई भी क्रॉप को हाइड्रोपोनिक में ग्रो करना चाह रहे हैं, पहले आपको क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन प्रोटोकॉल बनाना होगा कि कैसे, अगर आप अमरूद ग्रो करना चाहते हैं, even people are growing blueberries in Western countries, people are growing any crop in hydroponics, provided you need to establish or develop a crop production protocol. कॉपी पेस्ट से काम नहीं चलेगा, आपको अपना प्रोटोकॉल डेवलप करना पड़ेगा. एंड अगर मैं देखूं हाइड्रोपोनिक प्रोजेक्ट्स के सक्सेस में, there are two components, hardware are there, hardware and software. Hardware is what? All the components which are coming under the infrastructure part, like growing system, irrigation system, fogging system, automation system, even the greenhouse. All these comes under infrastructure and hardware. And second is the software, is how to grow your crop, which crop, when, what variety, what should be the temperature, humidity, what nutrient combination, what are the challenges, what are the pests, when to harvest. So all these things comes under software, and contributor for the success of any hydroponic projects are coming almost 80% from the software, how to grow your crop. So I'm not saying that the right infrastructure is not contributing, but its contribution to the success is little lesser. It's almost 20-25%. So any crop can be grown in hydroponic, provided you should develop your software, means how to grow your crop or the crop production. Advantages I will not take much, because I'm sure that you guys know, and that's how you are here to know the future of agriculture, means the 2050, because till that 70-80% of the population are going to settle down around the urban area. Myths I want to take a little much, but the time is limiting me. Growing crop in water is only hydroponics is a myth, because I mentioned that soilless hydroponic is also myth. Hydroponic crop production can only be done under protected cultivation. Protected cultivation and hydroponic is always go together, but it is not mandatory, because the investment is so high. People are trying to grow off-season crop, and whenever you are going to grow off-season crop, you need to go for protected cultivation. But it's not mandatory. If you want to grow any crop, seasonal crop, you don't need even to have a protected cultivation. No greenhouse, nothing. No net house, nothing. Provided आप गर्मी की सब्जी गर्मी में और ठंड की सब्जी ठंड में. हाइड्रोपोनिक इज नॉट अ नेचुरल टेक्निक. वो बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं कि साहब मिट्टी में तो इतने न्यूट्रिएंट होते हैं, मिट्टी के बिना तो ये तो खेती ही नहीं होती है, हवा में खेती करना. So all those things are as those who are agri background or agri students, they might be knowing that for the growing, there are only essential nutrient required, which in a different ratios. If as a grower you are creating those microclimates or those basic requirement, this technique is more than 100% a natural technique, and that's how Europe identified hydroponic as an organic produce. So hydroponic degrade environment. Again, hydroponic technique, one of the advantage is this provide accommodate more number of a plant per meter square area. And if more number of a plants means the more air purification, more leaf area, more utilization of a sunlight, converting that sunlight into a kind of a produce. So it's not degrading, but it's contributing for maintaining our environment. Hydroponic make use of light that are harmful. So those who know that plants can only absorb the photosynthetic active radiation, they neither can absorb infrared nor they can absorb ultraviolet light. So there is no question of this, only the myth. Hydroponic can be practiced indoor only, as I mentioned. If you're growing any seasonal crop, you can grow outside, even in an open environment. Last two, still in Indian condition, is the reality, not the myth. Hydroponic is an expensive technique, where as a student, you need to work on and contribute for indigenizing this technique as per the locally available material. You need to understand the concept, that what is the requirement, how you can means replace that imported product with the indigenous product, then you can make it a kind of a technology which is in a reach of everybody, and it will not be a kind of an expensive technique. Difficult to practice, yes, because we don't have a skilled resources. So still in India, it is kind of a difficult, but in a European condition, if you achieve automation, there is the part 90% problem or difficulties is resolved or addressed by the automation. So that definitely is still the reality in India, but European condition, where you are getting around 120 kgs of hydroponic produce per meter square area, like tomato and all, then definitely this technique is ROI is much higher than what even we are getting here in India. So scenario, I will not discuss this. Challenges in hydroponics. So this is the one area where steps to plan in hydroponic is one. If anybody wants to venture in hydroponics, they need to start from the market. Study your market, select your crop. Based on that, what the crop is looking for and what are those infrastructures required to deliver that required or kind of just a minute. Hello? Hello? Sorry. So first is identify your crop. Even the product innovation is not start even for the crop. Start from the product, what you want to sell in the market and what the market is looking for, and then translate do the reverse engineering. If I want to grow maybe strawberry, and in this climatic condition, yes, I need this kind of infrastructure, and then do a pilot project. Once you establish that software, means growing the crop at a smaller scale, then only look for the commercial venture. This will definitely minimize the risk and ensuring the success of your project. So this is the I'll stop here only because it's heading towards 6, and I was even in mood to only address the queries. So the floor is open for the questions, because I prefer to address the queries instead of giving these one-way communication kind of a lecture. So yeah, floor is open for your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for digging deep into the science of hydroponics, sir. So the best part was the practical tips that you were giving, sir. So people will be knowing about hydroponics, that's for sure, but the practical tips that you were sharing will not be shared by anyone else, sir. That was the best part. I must appreciate and I must congratulate you on that, sir.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you.
So dear participants, we can have some few important questions that you are having. So either you can put in the chat box or please unmute yourself and ask to sir.
Somebody has asked me a question. Ambika, I 100 and 200% agree with you. There's no need, and even still, it is not a cup of tea where you are just saying that 140 million hectare, which is constant when I was studying, and maybe it's a constant from last 2 decades, neither increasing nor decreasing. So the absolutely agree with you. If you can get those efficient grower who can understand the dynamic nature of a soil, there's no need for even hydroponics. Okay.
I hope that answers to Miss Ambika. Any other participant, please?
The best or worst part is, अगर सवाल नहीं पूछते तो वो हो जाता है कि फिर से वो गलती करेंगे तो कहीं ना कहीं पेन होता है, because most of the Indian projects, they are still struggling because everybody is trying to copy paste, and copy paste is not at all means working in this area.
Yes, sir, that's true, sir.
Yeah.
Now, dear participants, do you have any question? Please put in the chat box, or you may unmute yourself also. Sir, to my DM, there are no questions. Do you have in your chat box, sir?
Any practical training? Lot of practical training, and I would suggest Rajinder, you start at your own home. 5 टमाटर के पौधे उगाइए, and I'm sure that Preeti is having my contact detail and all, so she will share with you. जहाँ कहीं पे भी प्रॉब्लम होगी, 1-2 प्लांट मर जाएंगे राजेंद्र जी, but you will learn what nobody else can teach you. कहीं पे भी प्रैक्टिकल ट्रेनिंग से अच्छा है अपने घर में ही गनी बैग या कोई भी बैग उठाइए, कोकोपीट ले आइए, उसका प्रोसेस देखिए कि हाँ जी लो इसी का कोकोपीट है, get some seed, or if you are not able to able to germinate your seed, get a seedling and just start, and you will realize that is the learning everybody is looking for, and they are looking for the training courses and all, but वहां पे जाने के बाद जब आप किसी से इंटरेक्ट करेंगे तो then the kind of learning or the kind of understanding you will develop about this growing, because एक एक दिन जाके जब आप प्लांट को देखोगे कि कैसे बढ़ रहा है, और कहीं पे भी अगर थोड़ी पत्ती टेढ़ी होती है, एक भी फल या फूल लगता है, it gives a lot of pleasure, and it's now become a kind of a stress buster. It's a good engagement for the elderly people living in your home. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Some Swapnil is saying, sir, do you think that term hydroponic is misleading because we are not growing crop just on water? Swapnil, it is not misleading. If you see like in soilless hydroponic also, provided आज इंडिया का जो जुगाड़ सही नहीं गलत दिशा में लेके जाते हैं, वो लोग वहां पे वर्मी कंपोस्ट भी मिला दे रहे हैं, लीफ मैन्योर भी मिला रहे हैं, सब कुछ मिला दे रहे हैं, तो दैट इज नॉट फॉलिंग इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ हाइड्रोपोनिक. बट इफ यू सी लाइक इनर्ट मीडिया में अगर कुछ भी आप ग्रो कर रहे हो, अगेन आपका जो न्यूट्रिशन जा रहा है that is still feeding as a water, and you know the most interesting and important part, वहां पे वो हिंड्रेंस नहीं है जो मिट्टी में है कि मेरा आयरन ज्यादा है या कैल्शियम ज्यादा है या माइक्रोब ज्यादा है, उसने ज्यादा खाना खा लिया तो मतलब नाइट्रोजन ज्यादा हो गई या नाइट्रेट कम हो गया. सो दैट डायनामिक नेचर इज नॉट देयर, एंड दैट्स हाउ एज अ ग्रोवर यू आर फीडिंग योर प्लांट only with the water. These growing medias are only to hold that for a longer duration, because we in Indian circumstances light ना कटे ऐसा होता नहीं है, और पावर बैकअप अगर आप लेते हैं, जनरेटर लगाते हैं, तो कुछ दिन तो चला लेंगे, उसके बाद फिर डीजल के पैसे नापने लगेंगे. तो अगर आप ग्रोइंग मीडिया डाल के रखते हैं, पावर कट होता है या कुछ आपको एडवर्स कंडीशन जाती है जो कि यूरोपियन कंडीशन और डेवलप कंट्रीज में नहीं होती है, तो आपका पौधा लंबे समय तक सस्टेन करेगा. वर्सेस अगर आपने एनएफटी में डाला है और मई के महीने में 15 मिनट लाइट कट गई और आपका पानी सर्कुलेट नहीं हुआ, you will not be able to revive your plant. So that's how, again, it is not misleading. You are doing that. You're fulfilling that basic principle or requirement of hydroponics. But yes, we are adjusting as per our kind of environment. I don't know. Someone has asked 3 years ago, Swiggy started a separate section of hydroponics. Yes, do you think customer? I don't know. See, who is this? My eyes are a little. So anyway, थोड़ा छोटा दिख रहा है मेरा, इसमें बढ़ भी नहीं रहा है. So eyes are now weak. I have to go for. So what I want to say that yes, I agree. अभी जो वो नीश मार्केट हमको चाहिए, वो अवेयरनेस चाहिए, द कस्टमर सेगमेंट, जो कि स्विगी ने भी किया था, जोमेटो ने भी किया था, सबने किया था. इवन Salman Khan has inaugurated one of the hydroponic wall in Future Farm or Future Retail or I don't know. There was some organized retail. Salman Khan आके उन्होंने इनॉग्रेट किया था कि जी ये हाइड्रोपोनिक यहीं पे प्रोड्यूस होगा, यहीं से पौधे निकाल के कस्टमर लेके जाएगा. सो वो सेगमेंट अभी छोटा है. बट सी अभी क्या होने लग गया कि शुरुआत अच्छी हुई, बट अभी वहां पे फिर से जैसे ऑर्गेनिक में गड़बड़ हो रही थी ना, वैसी गड़बड़ आपकी हाइड्रोपोनिक्स में होने लग गई. एंड देयर आर ओनली फ्यू जिनके सामने आप खीरा, टमाटर या एनी क्रॉप हाइड्रोपोनिक्स में, ऑर्गेनिक में, ओपन में एरिया की ग्रो हुई क्रॉप को प्रोड्यूस को रखेंगे, दे विल be able to identify. And I have that type of a customer segment. They are willing to pay you whatever you are looking for. So it is not that still Swiggy ne band kar diya. Swiggy is what? Swiggy is a company for delivery here. They are not in something growing. They don't know ABCD of growing. We as a grower are supplying to them. If they are not able to maintain that profitability, they will say no, I can't. So that is the thing which, as a grower, hydroponic grower, the reach to your right customer is very important. And these guys are not going to support you. And maybe I'm little blunt, but they don't know even, and they will not be able to justify that what a grower can, an experienced grower can do that. And Mamta has asked, there is only 50% subsidy by NHB. Are there any scheme for 90 to 95% subsidy? Abhi to pehla step, I'm thinking, sorry, Mamta might be from the south. So let me answer in English. So continuous effort of past few years is forced government of India to think on extending subsidy on hydroponics also, but still the one segment is missing, the household hydroponics. But the standardization of technique is still not there. Standardizing the cost is not there. Every kind of a fabricator or service provider or even technology provider, they are charging based on their own kind of a working. So yeah, time will come. Again, even the ministry is considering, like Commissioner Horticulture and the team is considering. There was some kind of a peri-urban kind of scheme under NHB, which was especially designed for the growers in and around kind of a city urban area. जो आज सब कुछ वो उस पे हो गया है, या आपका नाले के पानी से जो खेती करते हैं उनके लिए डिजाइन की गई थी. So now government is really thinking on to launch such kind of a scheme for hydroponic household also. So maybe it is a beginning, and you can see that there is some more subsidy schemes in that.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
So my
Thank
chat
you
box
for-
is done.
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
in my chat box also there is no question. So thank you so much, sir. So the next time when we are having you, we will exclusively keep the question answer session, sir, so that we
That's-
can listen to you, sir.
Yeah, even Preeti, I would suggest next time whenever we are going to organize, ask everybody to ask one question. Then it is going to be a directed one. If anybody
Yes,
is
sir.
struggling with maybe the plant growth, or anybody specifically want the nutrient combination, fertilizer recipe, nutrient designing, so whatever is, so then if suppose here is around more than 100 guys, if one question is being asked by one person, it is going to answer to 100 plus participants. So
Yes,
that will be a more effective kind of a session.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So thank you, sir. We can call it a session now, sir. On the behalf of my team and on all our participants, thank you once again for joining with us, sir.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, all participants, and always look for doing something on the ground. Don't hesitate. This is not the rocket science. You can do it. Thank
Yes, sir.
you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. So, dear participants, this was session number 2. Let us keep the momentum and the charge of the session continue. So, for the third session now, please turn your attention to Dr. Murli Yadav, sir. So, sir, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. So, sir, before I invite you to deliver your talk, I'll just give a brief introduction, sir. So we have for the third session Dr. Murli Yadav, sir. He's a general manager, crop scientist at STL Deepak Fertilizers and Petrochemical Limited. Sir is a doctorate in horticulture from Allahabad and executive development program on strategic management from IIM Kashipur. Internationally certified crop advisor accredited by American Society of Agronomy. The outcome of Sir experience is 22 years in agriculture university and agri-industry research, where Sir has been involved in the development of new customized products, soil fertigation foliar with complete customized nutritional solution, biostimulant, biofertilizer formation, sales and marketing, etc. Sir has also worked as Zonal Technical Market Development Head as Nagarjuna Fertilizers and Chemicals. Currently, as I already mentioned, Sir is serving as a General Manager Crop Scientist in Deepak Fertilizers and Petrochemical Limited, based at Pune, working on the formulation of new products, biosoluble fertilizers, sulfur biostimulant, biofertilizer, soil conditioners. Also, Sir has supervised and co-supervised MSc and PhD students for their research program. Sir has got an Excellence in Research Award based upon his experience in teaching research and published the work in national and international peer-reviewed journals. Also, Sir has been involved in the technology development of customized fertilizer development of potato, sugarcane, wheat, paddy in Tata Chemicals Limited. Crop and stage specific water soluble grades with complete nutrition solution for grapes, banana, pomegranate, sugarcane in Deepak Fertilizers and Petrochemical Limited. And also he has been involved in the technology development in biostimulant product in the foliar category. So, sir, your personality is very well reflecting from your introduction. So we are more than happy to have you here, sir. It's my request you please join us on this podium and address all our participants, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you, Preeti, and welcome to all the knowledgeable audience, I can say, because he has learned a lot from all the experts in this training program. So as I said, as you said, I have gone through different area of expertise. Either you say about the teaching, research, extension, all these three areas I have worked. So I would like to discuss today about the technology by which the trainee which are here, they can learn that technology, they can adopt that technology, they can get the benefit from that technology. Even they will go for the entrepreneurship, or they can help to the farmers community by telling about this technology. Because all of you know, nowadays, if you not go for this professional farming, you will not get the benefit out of that, because one side your soil health is deteriorating, other side your input cost is going up, yeah, the manpower cost is going up. If you not go for a smart farming, in that case you will not be profitable. uh, Today we will discuss about that type of technology by which you can you can get the benefit in term by using that technology. So I am sharing my screen. Is my PPT is visible?
Yes, perfectly visible, so no issues.
Yes, yes. So today I will discuss about next level of approach towards smart farming, innovation, and agri-entrepreneurship. Because as I said, if you not go for smart farming or innovative type of farmings, you will not be able to get the proper benefit, or your farming you will not be profitable. So the technology which I am going to discuss, in that case, there is innovation. We have used the innovation, and we have made the this technology very very simple in a simplified manners. So first, I would like to discuss what is the scenario of Indian agriculture right now, and where what government is expecting by 2047. Because you know ki, our prime minister has started the Amrit Kal to 2047. So where they wanted to reach in terms of agriculture. If we talk about the food grain production, right now our food grain production is 330 million tons. But by 2047, we wanted to reach 520 million tons. How it will be possible if you not go by a smart farming? It will not be possible. Same way, food production right now 112 million tons is there. We wanted to reach 244 million tons, more than doubles. So it is very challenging task to reach up to that level, because our population is growing. If we will not increase our productivity, we will not be able to reach that level, because you know ki our land is constant or decreasing. Per capita land holding is decreasing. So if you will not go for vertical increment, means you will not go for a increase the productivity, you will not be able to reach that level. Vegetable production, same way, if you see right now, our production is 207 million tons, but we have to reach 405 million tons. Same way, nutri-coarse cereals, milk availability, farm mechanization, post-harvest losses. This is one of the area of concern. Right now, our post-harvest losses is 15%, majorly in horticulture crops. But we wanted to reduce 10%. Water use efficiency, of course, because water availability I will show you in, next later on. Okay, water use efficiency right now is 40%. We wanted to increase the water use efficiency 60%, because water scarcity is day by day increasing. So if you not increase the use efficiency of water, in that case our farming will be very difficult. Nitrogen use efficiency, not only nitrogen use efficiency, in all cases of nutrients, we have to increase the nutrient use efficiency. Only then we can increase the productivity. And then export, of course, right now our export contribution in world level only 2.5%, but we wanted to reach 5% by 2047. So this is the current scenario, and where we want to reach by 2047. Same way, if you go see the horticulture growth at global level and at India level. If you see the increase in fruits and vegetable production at global level, it is 9% CAGR. But if you see the at India level, it is 4 to 5%. So we are much behind the productivity growth of global level, but of global level. So what are the challenges right now we have? So as I said, ki our population is growing day by day. Our population is highest in world. We have surpassed the population of China last year. So our population growing day by day, but at the same side, our arable land is reducing, because when population will increase, our arable land will go down. So that is the challenge. One side our population is increasing, so requirement of either food grain production or horticulture production. So that same that in the same pace it is not increasing. So that challenge is there. So other side, if you go by water availability, as I said, okay, water availability is going down day by day. If you see, if you see here at India, it is in red zone, means for there is 40 to 80% water stress condition is there in India. So you can see here कि water availability is reducing day by day, our arable land is reducing day by day, and population is increasing. So what we have to do? We have to other side. What is the challenge? We have to increase the productivity and soil health, because right now if you see, our soil health is deteriorating and productivity is not increasing too much, which is required, you can say. So we have to shift from conventional farming to smart farming. Only then we can increase the productivity, we can sustain the soil health. If soil health, you will not be able to sustain the soil health, you will not be able to improve the productivity, even you can't sustain the farming. So we have to create the balance between a growing population and productivity. Only then we can feed the growing population. So other side, if you see the current scenario, the distribution of food insecurity due to malnutrition. If you see at global level, total population is 7,794 millions. But if you see the food insecurity in world, 928 million people has severe food insecurity. 2,368 millions is having moderate food insecurity. So you see at India level, 50% of total global level is having severe food insecurity. You see, 471 million peoples has severe food insecurity in Asia. So you can see the how food insecurity problem is there all across. Only except this Northern America and Europe, as well as other African countries in Asia, there is big problem of food insecurity. On other side, if you see, this is the food insecurity problems. Other side, you see the uh, the farming which we are doing, or produce which we are taking, in that all the nutrients and vitamins and minerals are not there, because we are not putting all the nutrients in agriculture in a balanced manner. Due to that reason, our population is having uh, many deficiency in terms of vitamins, in terms of nutrient. Major nutrient deficiency which we are finding in the population, that is ferrous and zinc. And you know ki due to zinc deficiency, this memory loss problem is happening. And if go by this ferrous deficiency, you see this blood problem is there, hemoglobin problem is there. So we have lot many eye weakness problem is there due to vitamin A deficiency. And due to vitamin D deficiency, you know that our bones are not so strong. So why this is happening? Because of balanced nutrition. The nutrient which is required uh, in the plants, in the produce, which is not there, because we are not putting all the nutrients which should be in the produce. So other challenge, one challenge is I talked about, what population is facing. Other side, if you see the challenges which is inside the agriculture, means if talk about this soil, because we are doing the farming on the soil. If your soil will not be strong, or your soil health will not be strong, in that case it is very difficult to do the good farming or smart farming. If you see the right now scenario of soil, so, our soil is health is very poor because organic carbon is very low. 67% soil, Indian soil is deficient in organic carbon, because कि soil health depend on the organic carbon. It is the life of the soil. Organic carbon is the life of the soil. Other side, you see the pH is increasing day by day of the soil. It is not neutral. It should be neutral in between 6.5 to 7.5, but it is going beyond the 7.5. And you know the repercussion of the higher soil pH, because nutrient availability, maximum nutrient availability happens in between 6.5 to 7.5. It will go beyond that. The nutrient availability will not be there. In spite of, farmers will put all the nutrients into the soil, but that will be not available to the plant. Same way, calcium carbonate. If calcium carbonate will be higher, more than 2% in the soil, same way will happen, nutrient will not be available to the plant, in spite of putting all the nutrients into the soil. Same way, EC, okay, chloride level is increasing day by day. So due to that reason, our soil health is very poor. And other side, as I said, ki farmers are not putting, or are not doing balanced nutrition. So there, in soil there is multiple nutrient deficiency is happening, and if multiple nutrient deficiency will happen, plant will not get all the nutrient which is required for proper growth and development. It means that their productivity level will be poor, and their quality will be poor. Quality means your produce will not be rich in all nutrients which is required. As I said, most of the population are deficient in zinc and ferrous and vitamins, in terms of vitamins A, D, all these things. So these are the problem inside the agriculture. Other side, if we go talk about right now, nowadays we are talking about the greenhouse, climatic resilience. So if right now we have no control on nitrogen use. Maximum farmers are using heavily of urea, and urea is the source of nitrogen. If you talk about all put together of nitrogen, phosphorus and potash, 60-70% nitrogen is used, that is in the form of urea. As you know, nitrogen is responsible for emission of greenhouse gas, and agriculture itself is contributing 18% greenhouse gas emission. Due to that reason, global warming is happening because of more greenhouse gas production. So these are the challenge. What is the challenge? One side, we wanted to reach double the food grain production, horticulture production. Other side, what challenges is there? Our soil health is not good. Our soil health is deteriorating day by day. So how we can reach up to whatever required is there? So how we can reach? So we have, the solution is we have to go by smart agriculture. Only then we can minimize all the problems, and whatever we wanted to achieve in terms of production of fruits and vegetable and food grain, we can reach over there, and we can avoid this all these deficiency, either ferrous, either zinc, or vitamin, all the vitamins. So through smart agriculture we can increase the productivity, enhance the resilience in terms of soil, and reduce the emission in majorly greenhouse gas emission. So solution is balanced nutrition. As I said, smart agriculture nothing but balanced nutrition. We have to go by balanced nutrition. Balanced nutrition means right ratio. We have to use all the nutrient which is required to the plants for proper growth and development. We have to use in right ratio, right dose, right method, right time. If we'll go by these principles, 4R principles, only then we can improve the productivity, we can improve the quality of the produce, we can sustain the fertility of the soil, either physical properties, chemical properties, and biological properties. So this is the smart agriculture. And if you go by smart agriculture, only then you can balance, do the balancing between productivity, quality, and soil health, so that our agriculture will be sustainable. So right now, that 4R principle is talking about right source, right rate, right time, right place. But in addition to that, we have to see how we can improve the efficiency of the fertilizer which we are using. Because through conventional farming, in conventional farming, we are using urea, DAP, MOP. But we have to go much ahead. Only then we can improve the productivity which is required. So in that case, we have to make all these nutrients in a customized manner. We have to define the right ratio of the fertilizers so that there should be synergy among all the nutrients. If there will be synergy among all the nutrients, only then their efficiency will be higher and plants will get proper nutrient whatever required. So, and right form of nutrients means we have to use that type of nutrient which is which is in which have maximum efficiency. And as I discussed, our soil pH is going up day by day. So we have to use that type of fertilizers where pH is acidic. If pH will be acidic of fertilizer, in that case, when this fertilizer will goes into the soil, that will try to normalize the pH around the root zone, which is called rhizosphere. If it will tries to neutralize the pH, so in that case, whatever nutrient you are putting into the soil, that will be available to the plant in a highest quantity. So if it will be available, maximum quantity will be available to the plant, then their productivity will be more, their quality will be more, then their plant health will be more. So if you go by this, what changes is happening now? Of course, in case of agriculture, improvement is happening, innovation is happening. Previously, we were putting all the fertilizers in soil only, and due to that reason, when we are putting all the fertilizers in the soil through bulk fertilizer, in that case, their efficiency is much lower. Here, if you see the soil application case, nitrogen efficiency is only 30%, phosphorus is 20%, potash is 60%. But if you use soil, if you are putting all the fertilizer in soil, but if you are putting water through drip irrigation, in that case their efficiency will go up. It will nitrogen efficiency will go from 30 to 65%. Phosphorus will go from 20 to 30%, and potash 60%. But another technology came, that is fertigation. Means here you are putting all the fertilizer through drip, through irrigation. That is called fertigation. In that case, if you see the efficiency of nitrogen 95%, phosphorus 45%, and potash 80%. Here in this case, we are talking about fertilizer which we are putting through fertigation in isolation. Suppose we have to apply this nitrogen, we can use urea or other fertilizers in isolation. But what is the next by which we can get the maximum benefit? What is the opportunity, next opportunity? In that case, the next opportunity is customization of nutrients. All the customization of nutrients, when you go for the customization of nutrients in a right ratio, in that case plant will get all the nutrients which is required. So if plants will get all the nutrients in a required manner at right dose, their uh, growth and development will happen properly, and that in that case productivity of that crop will go up and quality of produce will go up and plant health will go up, and there will be not multiple nutrient deficiency in the soil. And what is the other another benefit of this customization of nutrients? You have not to put uh, too much quantity of fertilizer, because in this case efficiency of fertilizer is much higher in comparison to soil applied fertilizer, or or fertilizer which we are putting through fertigation in isolate as a individual nutrients. So in that case, you can reduce the quantity of fertilizers, you can increase the productivity, you can increase the quality of the produce, you can enhance the climatic resilience, you can sustain the soil health. So that is the benefit of customization of nutrient through WSF route. So I will discuss in detail on this line what I have done in this line, what farmers is getting the benefit, that I will discuss. So as I know ki what advancement, as everyone is knowing ki what advancement has happened in case of agriculture. As I said ki previously when agriculture started, at that time we were putting all this fertilizer in the soil. That is very straight fertilizer, that was not complex fertilizer, that was not mixed fortified fertilizer, that was not water soluble fertilizers. But when in due course of time we shifted from straight fertilizer to complex fertilizer, as you know ki complex fertilizer is having more efficiency in comparison to straight fertilizer. So after that we gone for fertigation of the nutrients, fortification of the nutrients. Previously we were having only NPK source of complex fertilizers. Right now if you see, we have lot many companies has fortified this NPK with micronutrient. So plants are getting this NPK along with micronutrient. Due to that region, uh, uh, um, as per the requirement of the crops, plants are getting, because there is a fortification of nutrients. But this is the comes under the bulk fertilizers. So their efficiency, as I said, their efficiency is lower than the water soluble fertilizer, which is applied through drip. After that, customized fertilizer concept came, where NPK and micronutrient are in a required proportion. So their efficiency is much better than the complex fertilizer without fortification, or just for doing the fortification, because you know ki customized fertilizer is based on soil status and plant requirement, crop requirement, and the target yield which we are targeting. So then after that drip came in place, so and water soluble fertilizer came in place, then fertigation started. So after fertigation, we have gone to up to customization of nutrient of water soluble fertilizers with enhanced efficiency fertilizers. Not only we have customized all the nutrient which is required for the crop, uh, as per their stages, but we have enhanced efficiency of fertilizers by adding certain features. Then what is the next after that? So next after that I will discuss later on. So I will discuss majorly, I will discuss about the customization of nutrient, what is the benefit, how it is better than the other technology, and what is the next after this. So as you just I am showing you here ki how productivity is increasing when you are shifting from soil application to fertigation. Here you can see ki when we are putting 100% fertilizer through soil, their productivity level is 144. But when you go for this fertigation, 80% dose through water soluble fertilizer, their productivity level is 197. And when you go for 100% dose through fertigation, their productivity is 207 tons. So here you can see how productivity is increasing. Other side, if you see here in right hand side, so here how much we are able to see the water. 45% we can save the water due to fertigation when we are putting this water through drip. So as what problem it is solving, this fertigation solving, one side it is increasing the fertigation productivity, 44% productivity is increasing. Other side 45% water use efficiency is increasing. So you can see both the challenges, productivity challenges, it is solving. Other side, water scarcity problem, it is solving because 45% saving in water. So now I will discuss about the technology where I have done the customization of all the nutrient as per their crop, as per their stages. So here through this technology, plants are getting whatever nutrients are required at that stage, that plants are getting. If plants are getting all the nutrients in a required manners at right quantity, in that case their growth and development will be much better in comparison to other technology. And if plants will get all the requirement of nutrients at all stages of the crop, critical stages of the crop, productivity will be much better than other technology. So I will discuss you here about these grapes, pomo, tomato, banana, which are the highly potential crop and high value crops. And if you go by if you go by the cultivation of this all these crops, you can get minimum 6 to 7 lakh per acre in one season. Can you mute? Hello,
I did,
can
sir.
you mute? Okay.
I did, sir.
So these are the very high value crops. So I will discuss the technology. By using that technology, you can get minimum for 6 to 7 lakh per season with minimum effort. So what I have done here, if you see here, I have developed the customize grades, water soluble grades at for different stages. If we talk about grapes, we have developed 3 grades for 3 critical growth stages, and all these grades are water soluble. So all the nutrients, I have not written here all the nutrients, only I have written here NPK. So if you see the ratio of the nutrients, it is different from each other. Talk about grapes first grade. It is 15, 28, 6 plus others. Others means secondary nutrients are there, micronutrients are there, whatever, in what ratio it is required, all nutrients are there in that ratio. So if farmers will go by this grade at up to 7 days to 35 days after pruning. This grade will take care all the nutrient requirement for that stage. Plants will not get any underdose of any nutrient or excess quantity of any nutrients. So if plant will get the required manner of all the nutrients, definitely their vegetative growth will happen in a balanced manner, because this grade is for vegetative growth. So accordingly, we have developed for second flowering and fruit development, that is 634-7. So here you see the ratio of the nutrient is really different for different stages, because at all the stages nutrients are not required in the same ratio. But what is the limitation in case of soil applied fertilizers? We are putting only one grade. We are putting only one grade in one time. But this is not the scenario in this case. See, in case of fertigation, we have opportunity to give as when required. So if this grade we are putting 10 times, minimum 5 times, or you can go for everyday application of this grade, because you have flexibility through fertigation. So this grade is made for the vegetative stage up in between 7 to 35 days. And here dose is defined, number of application is defined. In this solution we have defined the number of application interval between two application and dose per application per acre. So farmer has not to think about what are the nutrients they have to put, and how many fertilizer they have to put. Then in between this stage he has to use only this grade only 5 times or 10 times, and their application is fixed, dose is fixed. So there will be no deficiency in the crop, and there will be no deficiency in the soil, and their dose is minimum in comparison to other technology or government which is recommending. So if you talk about this in case of grape, 62% nitrogen here we are using less in comparison to recommendation through government channel. So you see, nitrogen pollution is not happening in the soil. Emission is reduced drastically, because major emission is happening due to nitrogen only. So 62% reduction in nitrogen is there. But I will discuss about the result also. Same way we have developed the solution, all the grades and or complete nutrition solution for tomato, pomegranate and banana. So what I wanted to see here, we have made the ready-made solution for the crop and their stages. So farmer has not to think about what he has to apply, when he has to apply, at what quantity he has to apply, because in this solution he will get everything. Even he will say to his worker, you have to apply this grade at this quantity at an interval of this date. So he will apply, go for application. There will be no ups and down in the crops. Crop performance will be much better in comparison to other technology. So same way, as I said, in this for banana we have developed. So through this is the solution or technology, that is Solutech. We have kept the brand Solutech. In this solution or technology, there is complete nutrition solution. Farmer has not to think what he has to apply, when he has to apply, how many times he has to apply. There is flexibility. And what as I said, whatever this solution is there, that is enhanced efficiency fertilizer. If you go by pH of the product or grades, the pH of the these grades are acidic, because you know all across except south, and northeast, all soil is having pH more than 7. So if soil product pH will be acidic, in that case their efficiency will be much higher. As I said, ki EC of soil or salt index of soil is very high, and in this product soil salt index is 0. So if this solution will go into the soil, so there will be no additional add-on of salt, so soil health will be maintained. So as I said, ki synergy among all the nutrients, because in this all this grade, all the nutrients are there, are there. Whatever nutrients are required, in what ratio it is required, all things are there. So there will be no deficiency of any nutrients. So then nutrient formulation is done as per the crop, as per their stage. As I said, for banana there are different grades. For banana, for different stage, different grades are there. For pomegranate, different grades are there for different stage. So as per the crop, as per their stage, formula is different. As we know, when our think about ourselves, when our body size increasing, the cloth sizes we have to increase. So same way, as per the stage, their requirement is different. So if you are not putting as per their required ratio or as per their required quantity, their growth and development will not happen properly. If their growth and development will not happen properly, in that case, productivity, you can't think about the improved productivity, improved quality, and nutrition rich produce. As I said, ki we have malnutrition in terms of zinc, Fe, and there is multiple deficiencies happening in the soil. But through this technology, you can minimize the multi-nutrient deficiency in the soil. You can sustain the soil health, because when we are using the chemical fertilizer, their pH is going up, EC is going up. But here there is no salt index, almost salt index is 0, pH is acidic. So there will be no pH increase, no EC increase, and there will be not too much impact on organic carbon, because we are not putting too much dose. Uh, or then there will be no multiple deficiency in the soil, because we are putting all the nutrient which is required. So solution is very simple. As I said, we had made the formula for the crop for their stages. So you can see for particular one stage, one grade is sufficient. Only thing you have to apply multiple dose that we have defined. For second stage, another formula is there. Third stage, another formula is there. So only one grade they have to use in one stage. So that will take care all the requirement of the crops. So here not too many product farmer has to put in their crops at a time. So now you have to, as I said, whatever in this technology, whatever product we are using, that is enhanced efficiency fertilizer. Suppose you are going for purchasing the this mobile. What you are asking? You are asking about the features. Based on that features, you are ready to give the price. Same way, here we have improved the efficiency of all the products, whatever we are using through this technology. Suppose we are using sulfur. So we have developed benzyl superfast. Superfast itself is saying that it will be more available to the plant, and it will be sustainable available to the plants. It will not available for short span of time, and it will be available early, and it will be available for a longer period of time. So there will be plant will not get the deficiency of sulfur. So as you know the role of this sulfur, so it will available to the sustainable available to the plants, as well as due to sulfur, what it does, when oxidation happens, it neutralizes the pH. It reduces the pH due to during the oxidation process. It reduces the or neutralize the calcium carbonate level of the soil. So as I said, if pH will go up, your calcium carbonate will go up, the availability of nutrient will not be more, or whatever nutrients are required at the required quantity. But due to this sulfur and due to this enhanced efficiency fertilizer, plants get the sulfur at right dose, and during the oxidation it neutralizes the pH and this calcium carbonate level. So maximum nutrients will be available to the plants. That is the main features of this product. Then we use in this solution crop tech. Here 8 nutrients are there in this product. So there will be no multiple nutrient deficiency in the crops. Plant will get whatever nutrient is required. But we are using only 20% nutrients through soil application. In case of soil application, only 2 products we are using, that is CropTech and sulfur. So that is benzyl superfast. So it take care the early requirement of the plants. And in these 2 products, we have used the NUT technology, nutrient unlock technology. What it does, it unlocks the nutrient whatever present in the soil, and whatever nutrients we are putting through these fertilizers, so that it is maximum available to the plants. These technology, we are having only this technology. No other organization is having this technology. Other things, as we said, we have uh, Solutech grades, customized water soluble grade, that is Solutech, for different crop, for their different stages. As I said, the features of the product in nutrient formulation is done as per the crop and as per their stage wise requirement. And there is synergy among all the nutrients. So when there will be synergy among all the nutrients, their efficiency will be much higher. And if efficiency will be much higher, their dose requirement will be very less. As I said, the 62% nitrogen saving is there through this technology. And all grades are having low pH, and EC is almost negligible. Another features are this. If you go by this government legal permission, in all the water soluble grades, they have said keep up to 0.5% you can keep matter insoluble, but which is not soluble, you can say. But in our case, it is there is no matters insoluble in this technology. So whatever nutrients are there, that is 100% available to the plants. So this is the features of this technology, this Solutech technology. These are in all these products is having enhanced efficiency due to all these features. So if you see how farmers are getting, you would have read, it is said by government also, the technology which is used by the farmers, that type of technology should be there, where if farmer is increasing spending 1 rupees more, they should get 13 rupees extra. That type of technology we should promote. So if you go by this technology, it is happening in the same direction. As I said, one side talk about productivity, other side we talked about quality, then we talked about soil health. So here if you see, there is through this technology farmer can get 28%, even 37% yield increase in case of grapes. Even we have tested, validated through this ICR institute, government, that is ICR government institution, central government institution. You can see here 20% increase in productivity over their practice. because of this proper customization of nutrient, this enhanced efficiency of fertilizers. Due to that reason, uh, 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 over the government practice, there is improvement of 20% in productivity. Of course, there is improvement in quality. If you see here, if you see here, post harvest soil status means, as I said, when you will put the chemical fertilizers, their pH will go up, EC will go up, calcium carbonate level will go up. But if you see here, in comparison to RDF recommended by ICR Institute or University, through this Solutech, pH is not increasing, EC is not increasing, calcium carbonate is not increasing. There is no multiple nutrient deficiency in the soil. It means that soil health improvement is also happening through this technology. Overall, if you see here, farmer can get 1.5 lakh more in comparison to other technology in case of grapes. Same way, if you go by this tomato, so there'll be 33% improvement, even 34%, even 44% over the farmer practice. So you can think how much this technology is efficient. And even you can see the post harvest soil status, neither pH is increasing, neither EC is increasing. Even if you go see this organic carbon, through this technology organic carbon is increasing, and there is no multiple nutrient deficiency through this. And if you see the plant health, see here, blossom in rot, bacterial wilt is reduced in comparison to RDF. So as I said, there will be no multiple deficiency in the soil. There will be more productivity. There will be more quality of the produce. Produce will be nutrient rich, because here plants are getting all the nutrients which is required. So as I said earlier, nowadays what is happening, malnutrition is happening among the population. There is more deficiency of zinc in the population, more deficiency of ferrous is there. So this hemoglobin problem is there, memory loss problem is there. But if farmer will go by this, there'll be nutrient rich produce. There'll be no deficiency of zinc, there'll be no deficiency of ferrous, because all nutrients are going over and above. Farmer can get through this technology 2.54 lakh per hectare over their practice. Over their practice, we have validated this technology through ICR Institute, that is IIHR Bangalore. Same way we have done this pomegranate and banana. You can see here 43% improvement in case of pomo, 36% improvement over farmer practice. Same way in case of banana, 28, 31% improvement. So this technology is very much efficient. And if you go by this MCBR means this how much farmers is putting, how many rupees farmers are putting extra, that every 1 rupees extra they should get 13 rupees extra. Here you see here MCBR is 14, means when farmer will put 1 rupees extra, they will get 14 rupees extra. So this technology, type of technology should be there, so that farmer will be more benefited. So now what is the next stage? Future smart agriculture. Now we have to combine three things. We have to combine. One is we have to enrich the soil health through organic products, so that their soil pH will not be high, their organic carbon should be high, their calcium carbonate level should not be high, so that soil supplying capacity will be more. Whatever nutrients we are putting externally, or whatever nutrients are there in the soil, that will be maximum available to the plant. So in that case, if it will be maximum available to the plant, in that case, minimum quantity of fertilizer, chemical fertilizer will be required. So we have to, if we are combining this organic products in the soil and solute, in that case farmer will be benefited more. Other things, we have to develop the decision support system based on the soil condition and crop requirement, and we can use the Agtech technology so that we can give real time recommendation. Suppose any point of time any deficiency is having, through Agtech technology we can know which type of deficiency is happening, and immediately we can revert, uh, resolve that deficiency. We can recover that deficiency, so that plant will not get into stress, and if plant will not go into the stress, this their productivity quality will be much better. So we have to combine all three things together so that farmer will get uh, much better productivity, and at minimum input cost, because okay, fertilizer cost is increasing day by day. If farmer will not be able to reduce the quantity of inputs, they will not get the good income from their farm. So you can see here how much difference is there due to this Soltech technology. This is farmer practice. This side farmer practice is there. See this size of the berry. You can see 18 in place of 22, 22 in place of 18. You can see the how much difference is there due to Soltech technology. See, you can see here what quality of tomato farmer can get through this technology. Same way in case of pomegranate, you see here, uh, left hand side farmer practice, a lot many spots are there. There is no uniformity in fruit. But right side, if you see through this solutech, you can say uniform fruit side, more fruit weight, and there is luster on fruits. So you can see here what quality of pomegranate is there and how many fruits are there on the plant. So this is all about this smart agriculture. If you go by this technology, you can definitely benefit. You will be in definite benefit, and you can get more income from this technology. So wherever you are there, you can use this technology because it is this technology available all across. Only thing, you have to shift from conventional farming to innovative farming. This technology is very much innovative, and no organization has this type of innovative technology where all the products, all the solutions are having enhanced efficiency in nature. So now, Preeti, over to you.
Thank you, sir. I am the host in place of Preeti. It is such a
Okay.
wonderful session and a knowledgeable session. And thank you, sir, for joining. So, dear participants, if you have any questions or queries regarding this session, you can drop your queries or questions in the chat box. Or anyone who want to interact with the sir, they can kindly unmute themselves and they can interact with the sir also. Audience, if you are having any queries or questions.
Yes, one question from Ambika. Shelf life of a produce depends on seed selection till harvest. See here, shelf life, seed is having or any variety is having their features. Definitely, every variety Some varieties having more shelf life, some varieties having less shelf life. But that is the potential which you have to express. How it will be expressed? Through this proper nutrient management. If you are not doing proper nutrient management, in that case, that potential will not be expressed, and in that case, shelf life will not be enhanced.
So there is another question in the chat box. Someone is asking any grade for seasonal crop pulses and oilseeds.
Oilseed, see, we have soil-based crop tech grades, oilseed, that is 113014. It is available in all oilseed growing area. This year we have launched that grade, customized grade, where all the nutrients are there, whatever required by the oilseed crops. And it is FCO approved grade. This year we have got the approval from FCO, Government of India.
Okay, sir.
But
Thank you.
that is soil based grades. That is not uh, uh, this one fertigation grade, not water soluble. As you know, in case of what wild seed crops, drip system is not there.
Okay, sir. There is another question of Priya Brata. They are asking, is it possible in food grain production or potato growing also?
Pardon?
She's asking, is it possible in food grain production or potato growing?
Yeah, it is. Yes, yes. If you go by Gujarat, even south, potatoes are grown on drip. So there we can use this technology.
Okay, sir. Thank you. There is another last question by Archana. She is asking, I would like to know what is the benefit of having lower EC in Solutech, as you had mentioned that it does not increase the EC.
Yes. So when your EC will go up, your soil will compact. If your soil will be compacted due to more EC, the porosity will go down. If porosity of the soil will go down, then your nutrient holding capacity of the soil, water holding capacity of the soil, microbial population of the soil, and number of roots will go down. If all these things will go down, plants will not get proper nutrition which is required for the better growth and development. So EC should always be lower, less than 1. Only then whatever your soil will not be compact. If soil will not be compact, there will be more porosity. So all the holding capacity, either microbial population or water holding capacity, nutrient holding capacity, aeration, all things will be better. In that case, plant will get all the nutrients as per their requirement.
Thank you, sir. I hope that answers to Miss Archana. Sir, can you see any other question in your DM, sir? Because we don't have any other questions in our chat box. Sir.
See, Rajesh has asked how much shelf life is there in tomato when harvested. See, it depends on the variety, and again it depends on how nutrition the farmer has done. If you will use proper nutrition, in that case shelf life will be more. In general, 3 to 4 days shelf life is there, not in freezer, in outside. But if you go for proper nutrition, in that case 2 to 3 days you can increase the shelf life. In case of Solutech program, we have seen 3 to 4 days increase in shelf life, because here all the nutrients are there which can increase the shelf life of the tomato.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions, sir, in your DM?
No.
Okay, sir. Okay. So I also do not have any question in the chat box. So participants, do you have any other question, or shall we call it a session now? Sir, I think there are no more questions, so we can call it a day. And thank you so much for coming this podium and sharing your valuable research inputs with us, sir. So it was a wonderful presentation, and it was absolutely, we could see, sir, how much efforts you have put into that kind of research, and that has come as a award, sir. So thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. We are grateful to you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good night. Good night all.
Good night, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
So, dear participants, this is all for today. We will meet again tomorrow with other new sessions. So, till then, have a great day and good night.